whatever time you are listening to this, if you're rocking with us live or you listening back to it later, this is another episode of the Group Chat podcast. I'm joined as always. Will be here in a little bit. He doing probably some dad shit. At least that's what I always assume. I'm joined here, my brother Tony, standing in 6'6", 237 pounds. Nah, nigga, we got offensive line. Niggas need offensive line. But Denver center just went down. Would you ever play center in the National Football League?
Yes. 5'8" of me would play NFL center if I could.
Hey, what's my man's name? What's Mike Webster? I feel like Mike Webster is probably under 6 feet tall, and they talk about
the corner.
Man, nah, the center for the Steelers.
That's news to me.
He was that's because nobody talks about like nobody on the Steelers offense besides fucking Bradshaw's ass. Yeah, Mike Webster was 6'1", and they say he like one of the 3 greatest centers ever. They also say he used to smoke cigarettes in between weightlifting. So some information might not be the best out of the fucking 70 Steelers training camp. But
certain things I don't do,
Oh shit. How we feeling though? How was the holidays?
Feeling cool I'm feeling all right. I was trying to think like, damn, how am I feeling? But I'm fine though. Holidays was pretty cool. How about you?
No, holidays is good. I want to wait for Will to get in here because I don't know how it happens, but like every time I find out a little bit more about my family, because my grandma was really secret about a lot of stuff. She was just like, hey, you a kid, you don't need to know that. And so more and more as I've gotten older, she kind of lets some of these bullets out there. And so I'll wait for Will to get in here. But the thing I texted y'all, that's how I found out dude lived like 5 minutes away. And I'm just like, oh, I find out more and more. And I'm like, and it's not even like, because like we were joking about like the names. It's not even no sad shit. It's just like, God, now I feel like I got to move. Because now I'm like, damn, this nigga live a little too close for comfort. I'm like, not that I would really ever see him, but I'm like, now we just in the same area. And I'm like, nah, I got to move. You just find out certain people like live near you. And it's like, nah, we got to change the zip code.
You don't like the fact of that? You don't like that? That's the thing?
Because now I'm feeling like, damn, like, am I doing well in life? I'm like, this nigga got the same zip code to me. Like, am I doing well?
I would think so.
But I'll get into that again once he comes here. But Christmas cool. We got home from LA because wife's family's they're technically based an hour out of LA, but everybody meets in LA for Christmas. And so we got home Christmas morning around 5:30 a.m. because when Mexican people tell you, hey, yo, party ends at midnight, do not believe them. They are lying to your face. I should have already known that, having done this about the last 7 years. But, I thought this year was going to be different. Like, I thought the last 7 years are going to be different. So, niggas was driving at 4 o'clock in the morning on Christmas morning.
You thought partying with Mexicans would be like a quick thing?
We got there at... What time do we fucking leave? So that's the other thing. We don't leave on time. We don't show up on time. She said, I got off work Friday about 3:30. And she was like, oh, we just need to run to Costco real quick because I told my mom to pick up something and then we'll head out. And I'm like, cool. We left San Diego at about 8 o'clock. Get up there, it's 10 something. And I already know, and I'm like, you ain't gonna sit here and like only hang out with your family for 2 hours and leave. Like, that's just not gonna happen. And so now I'm going in my mind, I'm just like, all right, how long is this gonna be? All right, like if we cool about this, leave like around 1, we straight. That didn't happen. This shit hits midnight. Niggas start blasting music. Everybody, the community they live in, where aunt and uncle live in, everybody come outside at midnight. Like, niggas was all like, it's all family. Everybody inside with their own people. And then midnight hits. Everybody comes the fuck outside. I'm just like, bro, this is too much. And it's like, it is, I'll say it is, it's a lot of culture, a lot of Mexican culture. And I don't, even being with my wife as long as I have, I don't necessarily understand all of it. But they was going crazy at 12. And in my head, I had about this in my mind, because I'm an inside person. I'm an introvert. And I would never do it. But around 1 a.m., I was just like, man, don't nobody call for like sound complaints around here. Like, y'all niggas just go all fucking night. I'm like,
what's wrong with you, man?
I would never do it, but I'm just like, guys, because I gotta still drive 2 hours. I'm like, y'all staying the night here. Like, this a full on party. Like, I still gotta go back home.
Why y'all just ain't stay?
because niggas offer a couch. And I don't even want to be disrespectful to niggas offering couch. But when you 6'9", offering the couch, it just don't work. And so
you could have took a blow up mattress or some shit.
Nigga, what?
Like,
Hey,
you be mad about the things that you can fix. Like, these are easy songs.
I'm already there. Like, I can't fix it once I'm already there. Could I have done that beforehand and been prepared? Yes. But am I gonna blame myself? No. But anyway, it was dope. Got home around 5, and then we went yesterday. Went to my grandma's we're there for a couple hours. My one cousin got he got these weird ass glasses where like it flips the room on you, and that shit gave me a headache. So like if you look straight dead ass, like your fucking ceiling becomes your floor. And I'm like, I don't know who the fuck thought this was like a cool game for kids. Like I had what's that shit called? Man, I'm home. I need to do my Googles real quick before I sound stupid. There's a word for the vertigo. There we go. That should make you feel like you got vertigo. And I'm like, who the fuck thought this was like a good idea to give to fucking kids? Oh man. And then so I saw that, and then last night came home and I did what I told everybody not to do. I told everybody, do not watch that fucking Broncos shit. I said, don't watch no fucking football games yesterday, because they were all ass unless you are. Who the fuck was happy yesterday?
Vikings fans were very happy.
I guess, yeah, they got to ruin the Lions season. But I'm like, I said, don't watch none of that. Don't watch no fucking football games. There was 5 great NBA games. So I said, don't watch no fucking football games. But my dumb ass, I watched the football game because I got to. And it was the most.
You ain't have to, but
I did. I did. It's just one of those things. Because she even asked me, she's like, oh, because she's had she bought a jacket a few months ago, and she's like, oh, this is the good luck jacket. Because she literally got it. It came in the day of the Giants game. And so obviously Denver had the crazy comeback then, went on this super long win streak, and she's like, oh, my jacket's good luck. That's why your team's winning. I'm like, you don't get to claim this. I went through 10 years of crap. You don't get to claim this. I've been struggling for 10 plus years watching this bum ass team.
Good luck jacket is very funny.
And, like, you don't get to come in and be like, oh, now they winning because of this. But she's like, oh, should I wear the jacket? And I'm like, fuck no. And she's like, why? Like, because if they need the jacket to be this version of the Chiefs team, we just don't got to watch the rest of the season. Because if they lose this game, I'm over it. I don't give a fuck what the record is, what the stat. They could get the 1 seed. I'd say them niggas losing 30-0 the first game.
Who would they play?
If they weren't the 1 seed, or if they are the 1 seed?
Both, I guess, because like you got to figure they play somebody in the second round if they're the 1 seed.
So if they funny enough, if they fuck up the Charger game next week, it will go. Their schedule will be Chargers in Denver for the week 18 of the season, and if the Chargers beat Houston and Denver will then go to LA and play the Chargers for the first week of the playoffs. And I'm just like, I don't know how to feel about this.
This sport not real. This sport not real. Like, what?
But yeah, so I watched that, and then we watched because I'm forced to watch about 6 movies a year that I hit. I finished my quota this last week. I watched Avatar, and then I watched The Grinch. And that completed my 6 movies I've watched this year.
Oh, you meant like period? I thought you meant like new movies.
Oh no, fuck no.
Like in theaters.
No, going to watch Avatar. This is my first time in a theater since we watched Bad Boys, the last one in theaters, because her dad wanted to see that for his birthday. And then prior to that, my last time in a theater was we watched the It remaster when that shit came out in whatever year that was. I think it was 2020.
That one came out like 2 years ago.
There you go. I ain't been in the theater since. Like I do not.
So y'all ain't see Sinners in theaters, like.
No, I watch Sinners at home.
One battle after another. Yeah, you haven't seen it.
Nope. Before my wife and I got together, I had probably seen. I think school forced me to watch, let's say, 10 to 12 movies. Right.
Okay.
On my own, I probably saw another 5 to 10. If we're not talking about like cartoon specials and shit, because I know sometimes they like on Cartoon Network they would say, "Oh, this is like," I'm not counting like Disney Channel movies because to me that was just part of TV. But if you try to like actively make the decision to go watch a
You're not
movie,
counting Brink?
nah,
Eddie's $1 million cook-off?
no, none of that shit. And so to actively go and watch a movie, I just didn't do it. Like my favorite movie for a long ass time was Saving Private Ryan, and that was really just because of the first 5 minutes, which is a crazy thing to say, I get, but like I did not watch movies.
Okay.
And that sucks when you're trying to explain, and then I'll introduce Will, my last segment. It's really sucks when you like already niggas got to try to like prove like, nah, like I'm like y'all. When movies are such a big part of Black culture, like certain movies, niggas being like, damn, you ain't seen that? Like, that's fucked up. I'm like, nigga, I just don't see anything. Like, it not a matter of it being a Black movie or not. Like, I just don't watch shit. And
Deshaun Bishop would have seen these movies.
He probably would have. Not no bullshit. Deshaun McKnight would have been on it. Like, he'd have been there. Like, we were talking about that too last night. I was like, I got to run that story back. I was like, yeah, no, I would have went D1. But y'all
Deshaun McKnight is fire. That's such a fire name.
I'm like, and that's how we got into the conversation, because you could look dude up because I'm not gonna explain too hard, but you could find dude on Megan's Law, which if you know anything about that, like you just already kind of know the time he was on. And
you calling your father dude is very funny.
Like what else is supposed to call him? Like, hey, I don't even want to call him that. Like when it's like, if you on Megan's Law, I really don't want to call you like father. Like out of like
fair.
A lot of names you called, and it's like fair. I don't know. Hey, man, with that being said, hey, y'all can see we got a second. Respectfully, we got a second on lineman in the game. Will standing in 6'5", 320. I say respectfully, y'all could have been all pro tackles, man. Will, would you play center in the NFL? I asked Tony this too.
I mean, I'm sure they make more than what I make right now. So yeah.
I just say they got.
I'll let niggas get a first class ticket to the quarterback.
Hey, tell niggas we only running shotgun. Ain't none of that under center business over here, buddy.
Don't try to play action bullshit unless you're running it out the gun.
We ain't doing no tush push. We ain't doing no QB sneaks. None of that shit.
Nigga said it's all pistol and shotgun. We running.
That's it. That's it.
All your play action shit better come out the gun. I had a running back right there next to you.
Oh shit! You need one of the short quarterbacks. They don't even put them niggas under center. Them niggas have fucking like 5'10" taking snaps. Like
the Pavia.
That Tua. Hey, no one's Tua fucked it up for everybody because short quarterbacks had a run. Like, and Tua just dead ass like 3 times this year being like, yeah, I really can't see niggas when I throw. I was used to Tyreek Hill being like, I threw that bitch somewhere and it was like Tyreek got under it. And I was like, all right, that works.
Who amongst us?
That's how many yards did you get with Tyreek Hill at receiver?
It's gonna be all again.
How many yards I'm getting with Tyreek Hill or Tyreek Hill now? Because I don't think I can do anything with him now.
Nah. But you got like 3 years ago, Tyreek, like right out of Kansas City.
All wide receivers craze.
That's what I'm doing the jet pass. NCAA playbook. Just toss that shit in front of his nigga, let him go.
I'm arm punting that bitch for 60 minutes. Like,
oh shit. Oh man. Hey, we got a lot of stuff to talk about today. Appreciate everybody for tuning in as always. Oh, Will, how was Christmas, man?
It was cool, man. We all still alive. The kids was happy. So that's all I can ask for as a father.
Are you nobody under 5 listening? Are you a Santa parent?
What you mean am I a Santa parent? Break that down for me.
So some people so Santa's been around forever. Some people though, I feel like as of late, there's been a lot more like, nah, I ain't doing the whole Santa shit. And some people are like, nah, let the kids have their fun. Are you Santa shows up in the middle of the night? Are you like, no, nigga, I'm the only one bringing shit in this house?
what would y'all get? What would y'all get?
No, I was Santa.
I don't like the look Tony giving me.
I'm just asking.
Because when you asked him that, I'm like the idea of this nigga letting like a fat white man be the image of like His hard work is I can't see it happening.
Y'all think my kids think Santa is a white man.
see,
Hey man,
No, I'm just,
we all see.
okay. My kids took pictures with Santa and everything this year.
I'll see. Look at
My
that.
daughter, my daughter, she wasn't fucking with him, but my son, he said it's Santa Claus. Like, yeah, that's cool. That's bro.
I'm picturing your son. Picturing your son throwing up the rakes.
So they took pictures with Santa at school, and I obviously I got to see if I can find this picture. I'll show y'all niggas because I went up to the school. I was like, I don't even like the way this nigga was grabbing my daughter because she wasn't fucking with you. This nigga was holding her by the shoulders and shit. I'm like, my nigga, do I need to strangle you?
Hey yo.
That's why I said it was funny though because yeah, they showed me the picture. They was like, oh, you might want to look at this.
Shit, probably.
Niggas feeling like they need to give me a forewarning before I see it on my own is crazy. I'm like, what type of guy you gonna take me for?
Hey man, look, it can never be too careful. Nah, but glad everyone had a good holidays. Everyone had a good Christmas. So first thing I want to get into today, before we give y'all obviously our as overqualified street professionals for the fuck the streets convo. We're gonna start here with everyone's formerly favorite female rapper. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe y'all got Eve higher. Nicki Minaj went to a Turning Point USA conference, rally. That shit all look weird, whatever the fuck they want to call that. And decided to, in the matter of 3 sentences, in some shit that I would have said was fake or AI like 5-6 years ago. Because she, in the span of about 3 sentences, called the current president of the United States a handsome, called the current vice president of the United States an assassin, which is wild, and then proceeded to talk about the example that young men needed in society and how, I'll be real, after about 30-40 seconds listening to her, I'm not sure exactly else what was said post that because I was over it pretty early on. You laughing? Well, what was first reaction when you?
No, I don't even know what
did you watch?
Let's start there. I seen so how I knew Nicki, like I don't know what she did, I don't know what she said, but how I knew she did some wild shit. Like I feel like I came on here and I've talked about my brother on here before, right?
Yeah.
Like my brother, that's my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
why you doing? Why you?
It's Tony. Well, listen.
That's my fault. That's my bad. That's my fault.
So
that's the
I was scrolling. I don't know what I was. Maybe I was on Facebook. Yeah, I think I was on Facebook. So he tweeted some shit like, he said, "OMG, Nicki, no." Like, "OMG, Nicki, no." So I said, "Oh man, like, so that was her. Like, and then I think I clicked on it because I'm like, he a bard or she a bard. So I clicked you can click the comments to see what the fuck the comments are. And I think somebody it was only one person who commented, but I was trying to get an understanding of what was going on because I didn't really go look for it. But somebody in the comments was like, "I can't believe she said that," and I was like, "What the fuck did she say?" But that's as far as I got. So I knew she did some wild shit. I just don't know what the fuck she did.
It might be. Is it the? I don't want to just say celebrity. I want to keep it in like just hip hop or music. It would be like the biggest quote unquote betrayal since Kanye, right? Like if Nicki went this direction, the remainder of her career, like Kanye's the one that I feel like feels comparable as like that level of celebrity, fame, artist, and it's like you decided to basically throw all the shit you've accumulated, especially with somebody like Nicki who just a large percentage of her fan base is LGBTQ plus, right? So it's you not just going like, oh, I just got like a regular nigga fan base, I'm gonna say whatever because it don't matter. Like she directly has a large part of her fan base and her standing in the world due to these people who she basically threw the middle finger to.
So you said what you mean when you say regular fan base? Clarify that for the people.
If you just got like an average ass fan base, like you just got niggas that listen to music. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny here. Like, we know like a large part of Nicki Minaj's fan base, again, is LGBTQ plus. I'm not even trying to be funny about it. That is just a large part of her fan base. No different than if.
So you saying they're not regular?
I'm sorry.
Listen, I'm trying to get this Netflix deal.
That's why you can't do shit with niggas from Chicago.
Clean it up.
I want to ask. I don't live with the bar. Tony, I think you've called E a bar before, correct?
If you ask her now, she's reformed. If you ask her today.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna ask. How did that come across for her as someone who was obviously like more into that space, a bigger fan than like the three of us per se?
Well, that'd be like she could look at that shit and be like, okay, this shit is crazy. Like she not fucking with that shit at all. So it's like a response of like a regular human being type shit. But like
a rational thinker.
You for sure see so many people like trying to do a bunch of overthinking about what this is and what she's trying to do and everything like that. And it's just like, fine, if that's what makes you comfortable. But shit like this is always funny because it's just like, bro, these people ain't did nothing but make songs. And like the impact of a song or album or however to someone's life, I for sure get. But like it gotta be in a real way. And I just don't know what Nicki's done in like a real way for people to have like that connection. Cause she's never really like done anything to stand on shit for like, you know, the gay community or trans community. As far as like black people in general, like she ain't never really like did shit to like stand on shit for black people. So she'll come out and say shit when it's beneficial to her. But just in general, she ain't never really did nothing to like further causes or bring awareness to whatever it may be. So it's just always funny, like how she's impacted so many people without doing much of anything. Like even you look at somebody like Kanye, it's like Kanye at a point in time spoke on a lot of shit and stood on a lot of shit for black people and things like that. Rather that was real or not, he did it. And a lot of people, you know, it connected with a lot of people in a certain way, so you can understand people's like fan loyalty to Kanye. But like, the Nicki thing has always been funny to me because like outside of like being a great rapper, she's never really like done much.
No, I think that's totally valid. And to the Kanye point of like his subject matter, him standing next to Ho for so long, like it did feel different. Like that was genuinely like, if you consider like fallouts musically, like niggas who do fucked up shit to make music, and it's like how should this fallout impact you? It's a lot of them are just, okay, you making a great song, you making great records, cool. Kanye did feel different. Will, I'm curious, when Kanye went on his whatever you want to call that, when his shit was all breaking down, did that hit different in Chicago versus like I loved Kanye musically, right? Like we all did. Did that shit feel different in Chicago when he started going out and saying a bunch of crazy shit and moving with the red hat?
Fuck no. Like as fucked up as it is, and shout out to Kanye, but it's like the city was more in shambles about R. Kelly going to jail.
See, that's a Chicago thing. That's a.
I'm not even saying that to be funny though, but like it's like Kanye is from like Chicago, but he may just not be viewed as like the typical like Chicago nigga. Like R. Kelly was like a Chicago nigga.
No, that's fair. And I do want to separate because I do think it deserves it. Is like I do view obviously.
Some wild shit.
You said what?
I said that's like if Lupe was to come out and say some wild shit, like even though of course he ain't as big as Kanye, but I'm just saying like the city wouldn't be in shambles and no shit like that. Be like, whatever.
Okay, that makes sense. I always forget Lupe's from Chicago. Like I just don't. I don't associate him with Chicago, so I'm like, it's like, what the fuck Lupe got to do with it? I thought you was just cracking.
That's why, really, people. A lot of people from Chicago don't associate Kanye West from Chicago.
No, that's fair. And I do want to separate because I do think it deserves. I'm not really trying to shoot Nicki any bail. There is a difference in what dude did versus what Nicki did. Nicki is saying some wild and stupid shit. He did some very highly illegal and heinous activity. So I do want to make sure like that is a separated cause. Do y'all think the nigga from Chicago? Like I want to separate.
Okay.
I want to separate what he did versus what Nicki did. Kanye, yeah, Kanye is a lot of just he's saying some odd shit. So that's more similar.
I wasn't comparing what they did. I was just kind of answering the question around like what the feeling was like in the city.
No, yeah, I don't think you were. Just like if somebody hears this and it's like, wait a minute, like this nigga was doing this, that, and the third. I'm like, I'm not putting that on Nicki's name, despite who she married. Do y'all think, like in general, and Tony, you kind of alluded to it, do we just give niggas who make songs like too much? Like, do we just give them too big of a space in terms of like I remember when the Tory shit was going down, and actually I thought of your tweet, which was, and again, he did something different, but the tweet was funny because you were just like, Tory don't even make good enough music for y'all to feel like this. And I laughed and I was just like, because everybody was going crazy for him and they were trying to sit there and use that as like ammo for him or against him. Do you feel like we just give niggas who make songs too much of a space, like in our head or in our society? Like when somebody like Nicki says some dumb shit like this, do we make it a bigger deal?
Society in general gives like entertainers like too much leeway to do stupid shit and like act like it's okay. Especially black people for whatever reason. But it's like it's just been that way forever. Like before we were born, it was that way. It's not like this started like in our generation and shit like that. Like this is something that's been going on since the beginning of time. When you talk about like fame, you know, a lot of like anybody that know anything about Sam Cooke and like how Sam Cooke died and things like that, like this has been the thing that's been happening as far as you either believe or don't believe these situations. So it's just like you can't really explain why. Like people's obsession with fame obviously is like the reason, but why is always like musician focused in the way that it is. Like nobody ever really know.
I think part of it though is because of the fact that like because you like what somebody rap about, you think number one, maybe you think they either really feel that way because they rapped about it, which they all lie in their raps.
That's a fact.
Raps, songs, whatever it is. But number two, like they hold some type of like I don't know why they internalize like celebrities the way they do or personalize them and make them feel like they got like some type of connection to them or something like that, because people get way too invested in people, period, especially celebrities.
No, that's a fact. I've always used, and I'll throw this up to y'all, like it's funny to me, like I would use Travis Henry as a situation. Is like Travis Henry was a dude who I fucked with as a football player.
The running back?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I found out what dude was doing off the field. And for some reason, and he's not even like my first athlete, honestly. And there's been other guys who obviously have done dumb shit, but I remember him specifically. And he was living a wild life. And that was my last time. And he was on the Broncos in like 07, 08. So I'm in middle school at this point. And that was my last time I gave like a celebrity, or especially I'll call any athlete a celebrity essentially, where I was like, oh, damn, like this nigga out of who I thought I was. And that's when it clicked in my head. I was like, well, you don't know him. And so that's when I stopped really caring about, that's what I'm saying though. It's weird because it's Travis Henry, but it's like, it's when I stopped caring about like what you do on a football field, what you do on a basketball court, baseball diamond, whatever it is. Like that's my relationship with you. Like if you hit a home run for my favorite team, dope. I have no clue. Evan Longoria got one of my top 5 favorite sports moments as a fan. I have no fucking clue what dude does off the field. And I probably don't
brother.
Know. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you might know some
no
shit.
Clue.
I don't Google him. I do not interact. Like I don't know the man. And so I'm just like, bro, we'll always have game 163. And that's all I really need in my life.
But what, real quick, what I guess in your opinion, and I think maybe we've all done it at some point in our lives, but like in your opinion, like what made you think and of course like this was a long time ago for you, but like what would make you think that you knew anything about him outside of like what he was doing, like in his field?
So I'm gonna give you like the boring actual answer because I went and looked this up because for a while I was wondering, I'm like, why do I give a fuck? Because when you're watching sports or you're listening to music or anything entertaining, because it actually generates endorphins in your body, you then feel connected to that moment. And even if you were the farthest thing away from it, the endorphins building up, you will have your own personal reaction and you will really feel like you were part of it. Rest in peace to DT. But like that Tebow to DT pass in the playoffs, like I was screaming so loud, our neighbors called the house and like thought something was wrong with me. And like that was an imprinted moment in my time in my life. And I really felt the way about the moment. I don't know Tim Tebow. I never knew Demaryius Thomas, rest in peace. But that became a special moment for me because my body built up all these endorphins and I created my own reaction. And that's what a lot of people do with these moments with entertainers, athletes. I was in Mexico when YG was performing. Let me tell y'all, there's about 5 moments in my life where I'm like, I really think I could die in like a non-violent way. But I was just like, life is on the line in these next however much time. And YG singing performing Fuck Donald Trump in Mexico. Oh, nigga, it was, you better hold on for dear life because everybody was going. And so when you build those kind of moments, it's like, oh, you really do feel like you fuck with the person because you've built up your own moment to connect to it. It's bull, but it's like the human body just does what the human body does. Who was mine? Was
you've been able to explain how endorphins work, but not being able to say Alzheimer's. It's such a you thing.
Hey man, look.
I love you.
I read some of my books in high school. I ain't read them all. Who was like the last? So we don't sound like just like we above everybody. Who was like the last either athlete or celebrity like you really felt wrong or not wrong? Like you really felt like that kind of connection with like the way like Barb's felt about Nikki, the way a lot of people felt about
Kanye, like I knew them and I do not know them.
Yeah, like all of Chicago still feels about dude. Like it's. And y'all still like y'all, to my knowledge, y'all still got like protests and shit. It's like the niggas in prison. Like y'all can't saying free him ain't gonna do a whole lot at this point. Respectfully, I like Chicago. That's my. I got a question for Will.
I can't.
I'm saying you like Chicago.
I don't know, man. I can't think of one.
I'm thinking about like people who I've been fans of, and it's like even when I think about sports, and it's like, all right, I was a big Melo fan, but it was like always as it related to like basketball because I didn't follow anything he did outside of basketball.
That's fair.
There have been ones, but I can't think of one like at the moment where it's just like I was fucking with this person so hard that I could just excuse like some bullshit. I can't think of anybody like that have come across recently.
Would y'all?
Now there's situations where we fuck with athletes and they have like some alleged shit against them that either you believe they did or they didn't do. Kobe, obviously, others, you see all this shit in the back. Ray Lewis. So like maybe. I don't know.
What's the bar? What's the bar though? Like, how do you decide, like, what you willing to fuck with a nigga through and what you not willing to fuck with it? Like,
I was just talking to Erica about this.
Like, because, like, so, and we always, like, laugh and joke about, like, the R. Kelly shit, but it's like, you got that shit, but then you also got, like, Aaron Hernandez.
Chris Brown is one of the biggest entertainers of all time, actively one of the biggest acts on the planet. And if you really, when I was at the Chris Brown show, I was just like, man, I just ain't gonna think about this nigga. I'm gonna just enjoy the songs and I'm just not gonna think about him. And that's probably my highest point currently of like, and maybe it's wrong.
So, but that's what I mean though, because like, so in that situation, which like I understand people that say like, hey, I can separate the music from the people and shit like that. But it's also like these people that have these hard stances. So it's like, what's the bar for that? Like, is it what a nigga like R. Kelly did, or is it like what Chris Brown, his situation, or like Diddy's situation? Like, what's the bar where you say like yeah, you can beat a bitch up, but if you do this, I can't fuck with that. like.
I know. I generally have like a rule of like 2, like because with most shit and most people at least, because if you show leading up to you being alleged or some shit, it's like okay, that's kind of tough because you kind of been this person, so you doing this is not hard to believe. But if out of the blue it just come out that like you did some foul shit and you never really shown that to like the public at least, it's like tough to believe for me. Like I'm not saying you did it or didn't, but I'm not gonna throw this shit right at you like everybody else is finna do. For example, when the Deshaun Watson shit first happened, when the first thing came out, I was like, I don't know, that's kind of tough to believe because he's never really shown himself to be weird. But then obviously it's a snowball on top of everything that happens, and you like, oh yeah, this is like that's just too many. Yeah, it's just too many to not believe at least one person. So it's like that's tough. Now, when we talk about somebody like Bean, is like, and it's also another thing of picking and choosing at the end of the day, because without facts and evidence to really look at, everything is picking and choosing. So for Bean, is like he never showed himself to be that type of person really before that. Even if you can say like he was a certain way on the court and things like that, he never showed himself to be that type of person. And for the rest of his life, he didn't show himself to be that type of person. So I lean on the side that I can't believe he did that. Like he was accused. And that's not me saying for sure he didn't, but I don't believe that he did. You know what I'm saying? Now, when we look at, go ahead, Will.
No, go ahead, Joe. Well, real quick, I was gonna say to like the Kobe point, and I think we all we view a lot of stuff the same, but it's like it's kind of one of them things to where also like, especially when you're talking about athletes like that who don't show you a lot like of themselves outside of the court. So it's hard to even say like, it's hard to be like, you ain't showing me anything of that because you ain't showing me nothing else. Like for me, it's like I haven't seen nothing outside of basketball.
Right.
But or like or even the Deshaun Watson type of thing is like I haven't seen anything from you other than you play football. So I can't even really speak to whether like I can't speak to your character or say like he wouldn't do no shit like that because like I didn't know you as a football player. Like and one of the people like who just like I would use is who like I follow musically, but also like he kind of ventured outside of music and you started seeing him doing other shit. Is like the Joe Budden shit. Like when you talk about like somebody who had a lot of wild like accusations on his name, but then he also he does a podcast and he was on Love and Hip Hop, and you can kind of get to hear and see some of the wild shit that he said, and you'd be like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he was that.
Right.
But for me, it's like because I get to hear like I'm hearing you speak outside of just your music and shit versus like with some of these athletes. And I mean, today it's a different day because they all on social media, they all got podcasts and shit like that. But it's like before it was like you didn't see nothing outside of basketball or football or whatever the sport is. And like I said, that, like even going back to what I was saying about Melo, like as big of a Melo fan as I am, like I didn't know shit about anything he had going on like off the court.
No, that's super valid. And I also too like
that Stop Snitching DVD went around like.
I was about to be like outside of the Stop Snitching DVD.
That shit was everywhere. It was like it was everywhere for sure.
I also do want to separate like alleged versus like actually done, right? So like I will always kind of go with, because I don't believe in the US's legal system working perfectly. So I will always hold alleged to where I'm like, look, it might, even if it's the craziest story possible, right? Like we just got through like Puff's case, right? And that's obviously a crazy fucking story. And his is what I think made his damning is if it was just all legal proceedings, I'd be like, all right, let's play this out. Where it turned on me with him is like when I saw the proof, right? It's like you see the casting video and it's like, okay, I don't really care what the result of the trial is anymore. Like I saw you do this. Like the world saw you do this. You can't ever walk that back. And so I guess the reality is, to kind of to Tony's point, maybe it's a basic answer, is like it is pick and choose because we all kind of do it. Even with people, like even people we fuck with, is like you might know, like, hey, my man messed up, but it was only like that one time he messed up, and I still believe in him because I've known him for 5 years, 10 years, however long it is. I'm gonna go with that. This was an isolated moment versus this is who he is. And I guess that's the with Nikki. I think what's hard with this is like certain things you just can't say or endorse. And societally, we really got to figure out. Matt and I were kind of talking about this, but we didn't put it out, but I'll say it. Matt, forgive me later. We use, when we talk about certain things, I'm like, Hitler can't be your only go-to. I mean, you can't decide what's good and bad in the world by saying it's like, okay, Hitler was obviously bad. Anything under that is not that bad. It's like, that's a terrible fucking bar. And I feel like a lot of people use that logic with people in their own life, entertainers, if it's like, oh, well, that wasn't that bad. It's like, no, just because somebody maybe did the most atrocious thing in human history or one of, like, just because somebody didn't do the most atrocious thing ever, don't make them a good person. Like,
yeah,
like my grandfather, like he ain't go out and do acts of violence. He still wasn't a good person. Like, there's a very clear line there of like, yeah, he wasn't.
I don't think people view it that way. That like, as far as like, as if it don't make you a bad person. I think niggas view it like, I stop fucking with you for this, but I ain't gonna stop fucking with you for this.
That too. It's also like a thing of what have you gave to me, and like people just hold a lot of weight to like good music when we talk about like entertainers.
Don't let it be someone that got you through a moment in life and shit.
See, that's and that's what's tough when you got that size of a fan base.
Don't let it be Chris Brown say goodbye type shit. Not you can't. How you gonna let Chris Brown go?
Man, look, I ain't saying I'm the best person in the world. I'm trying. Excuse me. It's a tough look, man. And I was telling right before you got in here, well, I was like, what I think is too crazy, and this will be the last thing before Nikki, before we get into the streets conversation, because that's what everybody wants us for. I think it looks nuts when you align yourself with these kind of people who just flat out don't like you. Like, there's another video going around of like, dude literally saying, I don't think Nicki Minaj is a good role model. I think she's a bad example. Like, literally, like, just shitting on her. And I'm like, if somebody was shitting on you, literally calling you like a bad example, a bad role model, all this stuff, right? Then you decide afterwards, for whatever your reasons are, to go on his former company, or like, and now with Widow's running, whatever the situation is, like, and you want to go sit there and talk nice about him now, like, he just said 2 months ago, 3 months ago, whenever that comes from, he don't fuck with you. Like, that's insane. If somebody flat out is like, nah, man, like, I'll fuck with you, dude's a bad person, and then you go and fuck with him, like, that's got to be crazy, right?
Yeah.
Like if a dude straight up, like, you know, you ain't trying to sneak into no fucking like clan meetings. Like, you like, yeah, them niggas don't fuck with me. I don't fuck with them. Like, it's real simple, or at least it should be real simple.
It should be.
So, and just so your kids aren't like music listening, like they're not like building. They're not into. Like, it'd be different, like if your daughter was already listening to like Nicki and shit. That's why I was curious about E's opinion. But Reform Barb, that's a rational opinion.
I listen to like Coco Bella and Gracie's Corner and shit like that.
No, that's fair. Does Nicki, if this continues and let's say she goes the Kanye route where she's doing this for several months, do we actually kick niggas out of legendary status?
No, they
like,
never do. Whole? They never have. You know how many niggas we would have to kick out of legendary status? And I mean, like, a lot. Like, damn near every single one of them.
Who was, like, the last nigga, like, we actually canceled for some heinous shit? Like, genuinely.
Who was the last nigga to actually get canceled?
Like, whether it's...
Has that ever happened? Has that ever happened before?
No real thing. We need to stop talking about that, because that shit ain't real.
I feel like Mystical. Like, I don't feel like I've heard a nigga say anything about Mystical since.
His shit was... That shit... What's that shit he had with Pharrell? That shit was literally like been trending on TikTok the whole year.
See, I'm not on TikTok enough. I'll take it.
Yeah, like
I'm just
that's not.
Come on, my nigga. Like,
That's not a nigga that been canceled. One, but on a grand scheme, like Will said, that's not even like a heavy enough motherfucker to be like
some people ain't cancelable. Like, and I mean that from the aspect of like, don't nobody give a fuck. Like, ain't nobody caring for a mystical.
Like, so if Gotta went to the RNC, like you think he'd lose?
If Gotta went to the RNC, Trump would be impeached tomorrow. Like,
who let this nigga in?
Shout out to Double G.
Gotta showing up to the RNC, but he thought it was something else. He just walked on stage like I thought this was some other shit.
Shout out to Double G.
Hey, yo, nah, that shit's funny as fuck. So yeah. So this has been a trending topic the last week. Niggas are saying fuck the streets. Obviously. What were you saying, Will?
No, my bad, Joe.
Niggas been saying fuck the streets. I think 21 Savage was the first person to say it. My timeline could be a little off here, but 21 said it. A couple other guys have jumped in. I think Thug said it as well, right?
Yes, I believe those are the only two that say it, I believe. And Herb said it as well, like which was very funny.
It's the conversation people are having because I ain't from the streets and I stay my ass inside, so I just want to clarify. But the conversation people are having or the main one I feel like, is it hypocritical, right? Because the streets and hip hop have always been intertwined. The messaging has kind of gone hand in hand. And is it like niggas have called out 21 because they're like, oh, you just mad because your album didn't do well. I don't even know what the fuck his numbers were. But like, oh, you just mad because your album didn't do well. And it's like, now you saying fuck the streets. But you were saying all this street shit your whole rest of your career. Is it hypocritical for a nigga like 21 Savage or Young Thug to say fuck the streets?
The thing about fuck the streets is like, none of that matters. Like that, none of that matters. That's why the whole conversation around has been so funny. Like, okay, 21 Savage and Thug say fuck the streets. We generally have a feeling why they're saying this, even if that's not the case. None of that matters, bro. These niggas are not in the streets anymore. And it's like, if they do want to play street games, then it's like the consequences that come with that is on them. They aren't in the streets anymore, and they, legal, regular entertainer niggas is just rapping. It's like, you shouldn't even be addressing street shit like the streets. Y'all went on a year plus long situation, trying to dictate the rules of what's snitching and what's not snitching. Who can do what and who can't do what. What's this and what's that. So because all of these things have shown that it don't matter to the public the way y'all thought it would, I don't really give a shit about this whole fuck the streets or you can't say fuck the street shit. And it's just like, none of this matters, bro. None of this matters. Who making the good records? Who making the good music? Like, because y'all niggas maybe. I'm not really listening to it to know. But none of this matters, bro. If you're making good records that people want to listen to, that's what counts. If you're not doing that, all that other shit y'all talking about don't matter at all.
No, I'm with you. Will, how you feel about them niggas saying fuck the streets?
I agree with everything my brother said. I think real quick though, I think it's like number one, like Tony said, that shit don't matter. And the niggas that's acting like it matter ain't buying no music or listening to the music anyway. Because Gutter is outselling all these niggas. Outstreaming all these niggas. So it's like,
oh, you said Gunna. I thought my head. I just immediately assumed you said Gunna. And I was
that's why I laughed. I thought he said.
I got a cold, so it was like
it was the N, not the D. That's all. Yeah.
Gunna is indeed outselling these niggas. Gunna, we'll see. We'll check in at the end of the episode.
But yeah, so now it's like Gunna is doing more numbers than these niggas. So it's like, if it's really, if the streets is mad about fuck the streets, then who the fuck listening to Gunna?
That's a fact. And to like y'all both said it, all these niggas lie anyway. So like you can put out an image. It's one of the things of like, and he was ridiculous about it, obviously. But like, if you saw anything from like the 6ix9ine videos, is like you can kind of put any nigga in that situation if you want to put out like a certain messaging or symbolism, right? You want to get a bunch of niggas outside the old building and all y'all look tough. Okay, cool. That is quote unquote. You could put that image of the streets, and where I think people, and they can say like the rappers being hypocritical, and fine. I think all these niggas lying anyway. People will also be hypocritical because of a nigga like 21 Savage, who has had a long run of mainstream success. If we found out tomorrow some horrible shit happened because he was still in the hood or he was still in the streets, everybody would unanimously look at it and go, why the fuck are you there? Like, why are you in this? Like, you got millions of dollars, you got all this success. Why are you here? And that's why I think fans are being hypocritical in that regard of like, if he went out and really was, if it wasn't F the streets, but he was still there every single day doing all this shit and something happened, like niggas look at him funny.
I don't even know why a fan care about him saying fuck the streets.
But the funny shit about it is that the rappers that feel a need to stand on the other side and be like, well, you can't say fuck the streets because if it wasn't for the streets, I wouldn't be this, or if it wasn't for the streets, you wouldn't be able to do this and that. And it's just like, brother, we have hit a point where 5-year-old Foreign is giving me his thoughts on why you can't say fuck the streets. We are in hell. Like, what are we talking about? I do not care. Like, I legitimately do not care about these niggas saying fuck the streets or people being mad at them for saying it. Because it's like, yo, at the end of the day, all this shit is about selling records and maintaining like a good music career. Thug is lucky to have the career he still has because shit could have went left for him, but it didn't. And he was able to get out that situation and get back to the music. And when he got back to the music, it was trash. Shit was weak. And for 21 Savage,
it hit different when the nigga like that you was telling everybody not to fuck with is like the nigga.
And for 21 Savage, is like he dropped the album, haven't heard it, maybe good, may not be, I don't know. But you are in the situation where you're trying to play this mediator role with these rappers who some have beefs that are beyond rap, some have simple rap issues. And like you can't try to middleman some shit while also continuing to disrespect the nigga. You can't try to piece it up between Thug and Gunna while continuing to say Gunna's a rat and all this other shit and but so many words as you're doing. You can't try to piece up a situation between Dirk and Youngboy when you know that's a situation that's much deeper than any rapping goes. It's just like focus on you, brother. Like focus on you because all of this shit that y'all have done, when we talk about the Atlanta rappers specifically, we are in a spot where now you motherfuckers feel like, oh, rap is in a bad place. Hip hop ain't the same. Rap, hearing Thug say rap in 2025 not in a good place. Like, no, y'all not in a good place because Atlanta for so long has held the crown and has been at the top, and they're not there right now because of issues that they caused, because of shit that they caused. You know, Detroit's in a higher place. The West Coast is balling again. They doing their thing. You know, Youngboy and a few other Louisiana artists is doing their thing. You got some New York guys doing their thing. Like, it's been a big year for the Midwest. Like I said, Detroit, Chicago still doing their thing, obviously. Like, so Atlanta feels weird. Miami, a lot of guys coming out of Florida that's dope. Memphis, you know, Pooh Shicey's back. YTB Fat and Moneybag is consistent as everybody. And Key Glock had some of the best music this year. Like, go to Texas with Sauce Walker and Big X the Plug. Like, I'm naming all these places. And Atlanta for so long was the number one. It was at the very top, and they're not there no more. And they don't really know how to handle that. This generation of Atlanta artists not used to being at the bottom. And it's clear that by everything they're doing, they can't deal with that.
No, that's a fact. The aging gracefully, even if it's not just like the entirety of your career, because obviously I'm not going to say that these niggas can't continue to have a career, but when you age out of that top spot, it does say a lot about you. Like, can you age out of this spot where like you're not going to be number one forever? would y'all feel differently? And this is I understand it's gonna sound like a dumb question, but I feel like it's, yeah. Would y'all feel differently if it was a nigga who felt like if Jeezy or Gucci said this, would it feel different given their place in hip hop and in the streets? Like, would that feel different than someone like Thug or 21 Savage doing it?
Jeezy ain't had to say fuck the streets because he's living fuck the streets. Like Gucci too. so
I
like,
agree. I'm just
these
but that shit probably would have, maybe it would have hit different like years ago when like niggas thought that type of shit mattered.
No, that's fair.
That too, for sure.
Maybe 10 years ago, like some shit like this, I would have been like, damn, that's fucked up. That's crazy. Like, I really don't give a fuck.
when I got Thug on the jail calls talking about bots and streaming, like, come on, my nigga. This ain't no street shit. this ain't no street shit. What part of the streets is bots and worrying about how much you streaming? Like, so miss me with all of that shit.
Like, nigga, y'all are rappers, y'all are entertainers.
No, that's fair.
Former street niggas, allegedly.
That's, yeah. And like, because comedians have joked about it, which is the other thing. I'm like, comedians have literally said, like, Chappelle's made jokes about it, Chris Rock's made jokes about it. It's like, yeah, nigga, I was broke as fuck. I was in the streets. I was in the hood. Guess what, nigga? I had X amount of zeros in my bank account. I moved. I was doing everything but what they were doing. And obviously comedians aren't viewed in the same light as much as I'm not blanking on his name, but right, it was Duval was always around with T.I., right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like maybe him specifically because he was with Grand Hustle. I don't know if he was ever officially signed or not, but because he was always moving with him, maybe felt differently. But I'm like, comedians have been saying the same shit for years, and again, most of the niggas that probably say street shit probably like what's the line? Like, you was there, but you was inside. I'm not even trying to sit there and clown on anybody.
they rapping their cousin life.
Yeah, like I'm like, you know, and that because that is a lot of people. Because it's at some point it's like, all right, man, y'all all wasn't out here like Push said, y'all all wasn't out here selling. Y'all all wasn't out here because if all y'all was selling, who was buying? Like at the end of the day, like we gotta be honest about it. Speaking of that, I'm gonna switch up the order here really quick on the doc because I do want to talk about the rappers that came out this year and the music that was put out as far as the quality of it. And I made the joke. Clips and Malice had the best year in music. Correct? Do we all agree on that?
I believe we do. Does Will agree with that?
I'm there with it. Will, do you agree with that?
No, I'm just looking at the doc. But no, I'm not opposed to that.
All right. And I wanted to start off here as we go into the top albums and the top rappers from this year. What was the last year that we had like a consensus? This is the best album. Like I can think of some, like obviously, like I think when Good Kid, Mad City came out, that was a consensus despite what happened at the Grammys. I feel like I know we all love Views, but I don't feel the same. I don't think Views got the same love that Let God Sort 'Em Out did.
People hated Views. They still do. So it's like, so no, that's not it for sure. I think
we had like a consensus.
That's a great question.
I'm about to look up best rap albums by year. Let's see, because
I
don't even feel like 444 did it.
No, because that came out with a lot of other things as well. Kendrick dropped that year, so it definitely wasn't like a consensus.
Yeah. See, Damn is close. I feel like the way niggas was talking about Damn in real time, Damn was close.
No, because Damn came out 444 came out. So it's like they kind of went back and forth. And Culture came out that year.
Culture was crazy.
So it's like if you got the South, I feel like a lot of people in the South would have said Culture. Obviously, like on the East Coast, it would have been 444. West Coast and probably some Midwest would have been Damn. So I would say the last year, I damn near want to say 2020 because I feel like everybody agreed that Baby's album was dope. I feel like that's the last time we kind of like feel like he had the ball.
The consensus.
Yeah.
Baby would be high on that list. On I'm curious because going back to Kendrick again, he's like, To Pimp a Butterfly. Now, this could be my own space also. I feel like got a lot of that love, but DS2 also dropped that year. Rodeo was out that year. And so, like, I don't know. I've never been the Travis Scott guy, but I know, like, that was a big moment. And so I don't know if it would have been, like, outright the biggest out or outright the consensus best album.
Yeah.
To Pimp a Butterfly for sure wouldn't have been able to be the consensus when DS2 came out.
Yeah. You're absolutely splitting regions there.
Yeah.
And then on the other side of that, then too, was like, when do we feel was the last time where, and Malice, I know there is other factors. Obviously, we haven't had like the totality of a career with Malice that we've had with other guys when they drop. And so, like, when was the last time we felt like we had like, oh no, this nigga was, and I want to exclude Kendrick because Kendrick's shit was, because yes, Kendrick was the consensus best rapper last year, but it wasn't because of a project. And so he just dog walked the biggest nigga in the world.
I mean, I can't say that, but he didn't need the project to be the best rapper.
Correct.
So I get your
he would have done that if GNX never dropped. Yeah. That nigga would have been like best rapper in like 2024 clear. And I'm like, the nigga had 4 records. Were they great? Yes, but the nigga had 4 records. Is when was last time I guess we felt like we had a nigga like just dominated start to finish? Because I can't find any reputable list where niggas ain't putting Malice at 1. Niggas don't even put best verse no more. They just say, hey, Malice, pick one.
Last year with consensus #1 guy, not named Kendrick Lamar.
Like, did Cole ever have a year we felt like I was just in? Because I feel like the big 3 knock each other out damn near every year.
I was gonna say I don't think Cole did. Where it was like undisputed to an extent, because obviously it's never just like 100%, but 99.9 type shit. I don't think Cole ever had that. The #1 guy, because let's go, because 24 obviously we said Kendrick, but no, 23 would have been, I think that would have been Cole's. But no, because that didn't even come out in 23. I think that came out in 2022.
So if it helps, Cole was named the best rapper alive by a large amount of outlets in 2023. And
in 23, yeah, I was about to say that would have been, to me, that would have been Cole's best chance in 23, because he was killing the features and everything. But I still feel like guys would have like pushed back and said like Drake or something. No, I'm lying.
According
23 is probably Cole, actually, now that I really sit and think about it. So, yeah, let me take that back. I would say 23 with Cole was probably like the last time. Because I feel like for the most part over the last few years, when we talk about like top rappers, we've, not us, but like just in general, have been able to come up with no, this guy was the guy this year.
Mm-hmm. No, it's fair. Especially I'm looking at this in 2023. The competition was Killer Mike because he put out Michael, and then Wayne and Lotto also were supposedly ranking high on these as well. And I do remember 23. Wayne had some features in 23. They were weird.
Lil Wayne,
like
sure, why not? That's the thing, because as we talking about it, I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, that's because like the women rappers were better for like a good 2 years there. You think about like 22 and 23. So yeah, that's why I couldn't think of like men.
Yeah, like Lotto makes sense on this list to me.
I feel like that was probably really 23 and 24 up until the Kendrick shit.
The Kendrick, you're probably right. You're probably right, bro.
You might even go back, what's 2022?
Maybe 22 to 24.
I was thinking 22 to 24, yeah.
No, they was kicking ass out here.
For sure.
Because it's see, but Push, I want it because it's almost dry.
At 24, that's when like Lotto and Glorilla was kind of going crazy that year.
Because that's even for
Glorilla. I think that was when Glorilla dropped the Lil Cardi feature, and then she dropped the Yeah Glow shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, she was going crazy.
Yeah.
Because in 2022 is Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and so for like out of those guys, I'm like, and that's definitely the least loved Kendrick project. Like people will tell you it's a masterful therapy session, but a lot of people did not take that album very well. I'm one of them. I was I listened to it once and I said, cool, I don't got to do this again. But appreciate you for working through his trauma. So shout out to him. Then, excuse me. What y'all got is obviously we do rap of the week most weeks. Who just, it don't got to be necessarily just like a ordered 1 through 5 list, but who are the guys for y'all this year that was like, they would make your top 5 list, just like off the top of your head?
You want to go, Will?
I don't know if I got 5 off the top. I think Push and Malice would be in there though with the album. Wale would be in there for me. Even I mean that for me, Wale, like, you know, of course he got the album, but even all the stuff he was dropping up until the album dropped was fire to me. Who else do I got?
You don't want to give Nas no love? Nas is going crazy. Hey man, look, he on mine, and I don't think there was.
He might be on mine too though. Like I'm trying to go through it, but I got downloaded.
There weren't 5 people rapping better in 2025 than Nasir Jones. I would give Push, Malice, I can give Raekwon love, even if it's only.
Nas is probably in my top 7, 8 this year.
Like, Nas is going crazy. Raekwon was dope. Push Malice. Who was my 5? I had Push, Malice, Nas. Raekwon would make that list for me. I was just listening to it. Man. I was looking at my 2025 rap, and my shit's kind of wild. Let's see here. Let's see who was on here. Technically, I would throw Kendrick on there because GNX is like the beginning of 2025.
It's not at all. It was Thanksgiving weekend of 24.
Okay. I've listened to a lot of GNX this year, though.
I feel like I did too, but I feel like it was definitely all at the beginning of the year. Like I can't think of the last time I listened to it. Probably.
Oh,
I
probably.
I went to a heavy up until about maybe March.
And a lot of GNX, a lot of the Mass Appeal shit.
Yeah, like I think for me, like other than them, because they had the albums and shit like that, it's been a lot of like one-offs or like people who've been dropping songs that I've been listening to. G Herbo is probably on that for me though. He dropped his album this year too, and then he had some of the songs that he dropped that I fucked with too. So I would throw G Herbo on that for me. That give me 4.
We didn't get a whole verse this year, right? I'm not tweaking.
No, we did not. We have not gotten a whole verse since God did.
I might throw some Shiesty on that just because of FDL.
My top 5 guys this year, I'm counting the Clips as 1, because why not? Counting the Clips as 1. So we go Clips at 1, and then below that, no order, we got Freddie Gibbs, Boldy James, go ESTG, and for that 5th spot, Wale.
If I was to count the Clips as 1, I would probably throw Freddie Gibbs up in there.
Gibbs has been on a heater as far as like just quality fucking music put out the last several years. Like, there's no misses, and Gibbs has been going crazy. Wale's album is fantastic. Obviously, the Clip shit.
And just for fun, if I gotta do a 6 man, I would go Larry June. Between the 2 Chainz project and then his project he had with Carter, I would go Larry June for 6.
Do niggas under 30 even rap anymore?
I hope not, to be honest.
I'm listening to like all these names and I'm like, damn, who's like the youngest nigga we just named? Like, because Wale's in his 40s.
Probably the youngest. G Herbo might be the youngest one.
Yeah, her's probably the youngest one.
29 or something, I think.
Yeah, because ESTG is 31. So yeah, her's like 29.
Man, look,
he's 30.
He's 30. Yeah, so there you go.
Swerve.
Is that a good or a bad sign?
It's a sign. it's a sign. You know,
like.
What you saying? You saying is it good or bad for who?
Like, is it just like if you got like obviously all these niggas are great. I don't want to take away from them, but like you don't not having like niggas who are in like the niggas who should be rapping. Like hip is literally supposed to be for young people, right? And the niggas who's doing it really, really fucking well, they all older than us. Herbo's younger. Damn, he's really 20. Oh, he's 30. You said?
Yeah, 30.
Nigga been rapping since like 15. Why does that seem surprising to you?
There's a handful of ages, like for the niggas to do rap for like a really long time. Like I just never quite believe they age. Like
you got to think the obvious answer. The Chicago drill shit. That shit was like 2013.
That's crazy.
So it's like we literally about to be in 20. So it's been like 13 years since like the height of that shit.
Yeah. Like you're not wrong. It's just like certain people when they've been around for so long, like what? How old is Chris Brown? Speaking of,
like
15. when he came out, or right now?
Right now, like Chris Brown is 36. Like, do you know how insane that feels to be like this nigga is 36 years old? Like, as long as he has been in the public eye.
That don't feel that crazy though.
I would just nigga's born in 89. I don't know. I would just if you ask me like, yo, how old is Chris Brown? I would just immediately start with a 4. I think because I just feel like he's been around that long.
You would think Chris Brown was 40?
Nigga's been around forever, bro. Like that's it's just crazy. Oh man. Who would, if you had to, again, we got clips at 1. You said no order. Who would get that coveted second place though? If you did put like all the people that you just listed off, who would probably get that second place for you? We don't got to go all the way 2 through 5, but if you had to feel like, all right, who got second 2 clips? I know my answer, but I'm rolling with the nigga who's over 50.
Hold on, repeat that question, bro.
I said if you had to go, if you don't got to go 2 through 5, but if you did put a nigga to get like that second place behind clips, like I'm going Nas, even though
who's the one place, not named Pusha or Malice?
Yeah, like I would go Nas.
You would go Nas. It's between Bodie and Freddie. I would probably go. Damn, that's tough. It's between Bodie or Freddie. Bodie's got a lot of music though. I would go Bodie.
Project.
I would go Bodie. No, he didn't. Just Alfredo, which is, I mean, shit. He didn't have to after that.
No, it's fantastic. Like, I don't listen to Boldy James, and so I was obviously I don't know how much music Boldy put out.
Oh, brother. Bodie's funny because Bodie has probably put out at least 5 tapes this year. I promise you, those tapes do not cross 2 hours.
Damn. Oh, he putting out like just like minute 30s, like, and he's quick with it.
It's like it's funny because it's still like 10 tracks, but it's like 2 minutes a track. He just spitting crazy.
Hey, do you like if I don't hate because oh shit, nigga's trying to fucking echo. Hold up. Oops. I don't need my echo. All right, there we go. Fix the echo. I don't hate under 2 minute songs. I used to have an issue with them, and then I had to give up the third verse however many years ago now, and I'm just like, niggas ain't doing it no more. Will, who get in second place for you? Or you might really have a nigga in first place.
You said what?
You got a nigga who might be better than Pusha Malice this year?
I'd go Wale second place. Like, I ain't mad. Like, I'm not mad at like Pusha Malice being number 1. I'm also not mad at niggas like debating it, like, you know, or having somebody else different. But it's like it ain't nothing that I'm interested in like arguing. Like whether
well,
go ahead.
Not even so much arguing, but like if you were to say, what's the way to phrase it? Like
I don't feel strongly enough that like I don't feel like strongly enough about them not being number one. Like I'm good with them being number one.
That's what I'm trying to think. What's the way to phrase it? Like remember when Sway used to have, and maybe he still does it, I just don't pay attention to it. But he'd have like the top 10 hottest rappers, and he would put
I remember that. I remember that.
And so like if you were doing it off that, so again, you don't necessarily get like you could have a respectable one, but and still not necessarily argue it, but like if you were filling out that kind of a list, I guess is where I'm at. So like if I was filling that out, yeah, I'd give Clips one, or if I got to separate them, I would put Malice slightly above Push. And Push is rapping his ass off. I don't want to sound like I'm just downplaying what he did on that project just because I think Malice left fucking Earth about 7 different times. Like Push is rapping his ass off. But I'd go them one. I'd put Nas 2. Freddie might make 3 because that's a fantastic fucking project. Wale probably only is lower than Freddie because of when it came out. And I just always kind of have that. Because remember when we were doing like our top projects over the last 20 years, we all kind of like Let God Sort Him Out was still, I think it only been out for like a month. And we're like, damn, is this already a classic? And it's like, we all felt it was incredible. But after a month, it's like, are you going to crown some shit a classic after a month? Hit us back this time next year because it's going to be. But I guess that's more so I'm trying to get to. It's not so much an argument of like, oh, you got to be definitively the best. But if you just put out that style like Sway used to do, is where you would you have Wale finish second?
Yeah, probably. I'll probably have Wale second. I don't even remember who else did I say. I know I said
you had Herbo in there, and I
said Herb.
Freddie.
I know I had Herb. I know I had Wale. I know I had somebody before because at first I was separating the clips. So I said if I put them, who did I have at first? Because I know I had the clips.
Didn't you have Gibbs if you separated them?
That was if I separated them, but I said I added Gibbs if I put them together, I think.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think who else.
I'm blanking on who the other one was.
Because it was the Clips, it was Wale, it was G Herbo. Who the fuck am I missing?
How many rappers did you listen to this year? I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm just curious.
So I was at honestly though, like I think this is probably the least amount of like music I've listened to. Like I just been. Like,
did you say Nas would have made yours?
He should have. I don't know if he did, but he should have.
No, fuck no,
man. Look, niggas 52. I just the facts are the facts, man.
But no, this is
facts
so.
Are the facts.
So real quick, I'll rank them real quick. I'll say so. I will have them number one. I think 2 for me will be Wale. 3. I think 3 for me would be tough because of. I'll put Nas at 3. I think 4 or 5 is where it gets tough for me though, just because of like. Actually, no, that's what I said originally. I think I said Pooh Shiesty, but that was just off one song. I said I would put Pooh Shiesty in there just because that's what I said the first time. But so like if but no, I would go Nas 3 for me, and then 4 and 5 like between Herb and Freddie. I think that's where it get a little tricky for me because like I fuck with some of the shit that Herb dropped heavy.
That's valid.
But Freddie been on the run for like the last couple of years, to be honest.
Nah, him and Alchemist.
I'll probably go Freddie. I'll probably go Freddie 4, Herb 5.
No, that's fair.
And then what I was gonna say too, this is probably like this year is probably the least amount of, I won't say music period, but like new music I've listened to. Like I think, and maybe I've like tried to listen to it, but just ain't had a chance to get into it. Like I just been so busy between work shit, kid shit, like all of that shit. So it's like literally, like I might play something and don't even get it, like don't even process what the fuck is going on. I may have it playing and don't know what the fuck anybody said, don't know what beat it was or nothing like that. So this is probably for sure the least amount of music that I've listened to in like a long time. As far as when I say music, I mean like new music, because it's easy to throw some shit that you're familiar with and just have that going in the background and shit like that.
Play the Pooh Shiesty at the birthday parties, like Wayne in the Amazon commercial.
You said what?
They said she's 5. He's like, oh shit, you right. Like, oh, we should reschedule the dancers. He's like, yeah. Hey, so Ice had the funniest tweet to that shit because he was like, that video was funny as fuck because it's like Wayne would not be in his house listening to Carter 6. He got way better shit to listen to, and I'm like, yeah. What makes you listen to new, like for both of y'all? Because I have this same issue where like I know I will listen to new music, but it's generally always from like the same artist, right? Like even, and really popular doesn't matter to me, but like Meek being someone, for example, who's not anywhere near the height of his popularity. If Meek drops some shit, I'll go listen to it just because I fuck with Meek. I know Meek can rap. I know the majority of times he puts out music, I'm going to like what he puts out. But I know I do have an issue, or like I struggle to listen to like newer artists, and that's why like Tony would come here and be like, oh yeah, so and so from Detroit, so and so from this day, and I'm like, I don't know, and I'm the meme. It's like, who are these niggas? Like I don't know any of them. And so I'm curious, like what gets y'all to listen to new music or the new artists?
I mean, for me, it was always kind of just easy, like whether it was me going to the gym or whether I seen like some shit on like a clip on Instagram or somebody rapping or something like that. But I think like now it's just a little different because it's like I gotta be in the mood to like listen to certain shit. So for me, it ain't even gotta be a new artist. It gotta like, even with like exist like artists that I already know I fuck with, like I might just need to, I already know how you coming on this album. I need to be in the mood to listen to this shit. Like Herb, I gotta be in the mood to listen to Herb rap. Like not even just to listen to him rap, but to listen to like a full album of his. I gotta be like in a certain mood for that. So it's just certain artists where it's like I gotta be in a certain mood to be able to really listen to it. And as far as new, like it's hard for me to like just go find somebody new and start listening. Like if I'm scrolling on YouTube or something, but if I'm scrolling and I see a clip on Instagram or Twitter or some shit like that where somebody rapping and they getting off, then it's like I'll go look them up that way.
That's fair. Tony?
It's a lot of different things to make me like go listen to like a new album. I mean, if I hear like a song or like a TikTok or Instagram or something, I go check it out. If somebody posts a screenshot of a person they've listening to or whatever, I check it out. It's like a lot of different ways. Like I'll generally go listen to like any new artist at least like once just to kind of see what they're talking about and shit like that. Yeah, unless only way I'm really not listening to like a new artist or like a younger artist is if you white. Like if you white, bro, I'm not listening to no new white rappers. That's crazy. Like, come on, bro. I'm not fucking.
What about Logic? Logic biracial. You ain't going.
Hey, who was the white dude a couple of years ago that they kept trying to say he sounded like Dirk? Or he was like, they kept trying to say he was a white little Dirk. I can't remember.
I remember who you talking. Yeah, I can't remember his name, but I do remember that nigga you talking about.
Twitter, I know they're trying to push this white girl. I see she shows up on my timeline like once a week, and it's just a little white girl rapping, and she's trying to sound like she's from New York. No idea where the fuck she's from. I don't know her name. I just know she show up about once a week, and niggas be trying to have like. I laugh when niggas try to have like the deep conversations and like Twitter replies because that shit's just a cesspool. And niggas be like, "Oh, y'all just don't understand it. Like y'all don't hear her spit." And I'm like, "Bro, yes we do. It ain't that complicated. Like like a lot of these people rapping, like younger, older, whatever, and it's like it ain't rocket science, my nigga. Like the whole point of them rapping is so that we can understand the shit. Like the niggas ain't doing like." Unless you exactly Lupe Fiasco and you trying to make an album about fish. Like niggas ain't doing like level fucking 4D chess and shit like that. Where niggas is like, oh, you just didn't understand the message. And I'm like, bro, they're trying to put some words together clever. And that's really, you understand that? You would do very well. Like Push is maybe one of the best ever at that. Push is not trying to do like 10 levels over your head. He trying to have dope coke lines and go on about his day. And he's had a hell of a career doing it. He ain't trying to sit there and be like, oh, they ain't gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, yes, we do. We all know what the fuck you're talking about. Yeah, I just know there's some little white girl on Twitter who's apparently is she up next is what the timeline's trying to say. I struggle with it because when I see people post like screenshots of like who they listening to, that's the quickest way for me to swipe. Like I just keep going. Like I'm just like, you listen to this, and I just keep going. Like I don't really. I ain't trying to do it because I did it like once or twice, and I was like, I'm listening to. Because if I struggle with like if I wouldn't do it, I'm like I ain't gonna expect somebody else to do it. And so I posted it one time, like I don't remember what the song was or the artist, but I posted it, and I was just like, man, ain't nobody gonna listen to that shit. Deleted that post, ain't ever do it again.
What did you post it to? On Instagram?
It was either on Instagram or this could have been years ago. This could have been on Snapchat for all I know, because I was Snapchat for about a year, and so I don't remember who the fuck I posted. I just remember I posted that shit, and because that was corny as fuck. I did once.
Oh no!
I posted once. And it was literally like I think the playlist was literally like a light skin nigga playlist. And I remember I posted that shit, and Mario clowned me about 5 minutes afterwards because he saw that. I deleted that shit and I never posted it again. Chat. Hope Mario's doing okay, man. So that's my second. I've thought about it twice in the last month. I'm like, hope he's doing good.
Who the fuck is Mario?
Mario.
If there was ever, and if he ever sees this, he'll know it's true.
He was saying this the other day, like we just know what he's talking about.
He was saying the side characters like
Mario was like the first nigga that I ever like hung out with, where I was like, oh, you a crash out for real. And crash out, I don't even know if it was like a terminology. I just remember him being in a car. I remember being in the car with him, and he lived on where he lived was not the friendliest of places. And we pulled up to the liquor store. It's as you pull up to the liquor store and you know, like, I mind my business. And you can tell niggas who it's like, I don't need to be involved with what they doing. I don't know what it is. I don't know shit. But I just feel like I shouldn't be involved with them. Mario did not have that same discerning demeanor. And so if he didn't like something, he was very vocal about not liking something. And it was like a liquor store at 1 a.m. and like niggas wanted to fight. And I'm like, I don't need to be a part of this. And that was my last time ever hanging out with Mario. And I just
they was finna do you like AWACS out that bitch.
I just
hey, homie,
I didn't need to find
help?
out. I did not need to find out. I was like, bro, you doing a lot. I don't need this in my life. And that was that. I was what?
Was it one of those wild drive-through liquor stores y'all have? That's some of the craziest shit to me. It's like y'all could drive through this shit.
Okay, so the drive-through liquor stores, in San Diego, there's like 2 of them. And they're not that dope only because they're so well known, like them, like niggas know about them, so those lines are fucking crazy. And I won't go to In-N-Out, and my wife hates this, like because she loves In-N-Out. And I'm like, I won't go to In-N-Out because the line is so far back. Where I live, there was the In-N-Out 2 minutes from us. The city made them move because they were fucking traffic up so bad. So the city made them build a new location, and now they've got our In-N-Out deadass has 4 drive-throughs. Because they get that much fucking traffic. And I'm not waiting 30 minutes for a fucking burger and fries. I just won't do it. Like, I'm good. I'll make that shit at home myself. Like, nigga, I can go to Costco. I'm not doing it. So, but she loves In-N-Out. And so I go to In-N-Out about twice a year is about the amount that you can get me through that fucking line. And she lucky if I do that. Because the last time we went to In-N-Out, she's like, oh, let's just go. I'm like, all right, try to be nice. She fell asleep as soon as we got to the front of the line. So she slept through the whole fucking thing. And I'm just like, and we was in line for 40 minutes. I was mad as hell that night.
I was in a drive-through line for 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
Nah.
And that's not even like an exaggeration or like a bad night for them. That's just what they do. Like,
that's crazy.
In-N-Out is fucking wild. I can't do it. I can't do In-N-Out. So I don't have the graphics. Y'all just have to judge me here off the names. No, I need Will to be back because Will's gonna love level 1 because level 1 is his guy.
Are we skipping the rest of the year shit? No.
I was trying to look at. So I'm trying to multitask here. Okay. So excuse me. Favorite song of the year. So obviously we're talking about the albums, we're talking about the artist. What is like that song without being depressing? Because Birds Don't Sing should be higher on a lot of people's list, but that song is depressing. And so
I would never listen to that song again. I listened to it when the album came out. I would never listen to it again.
I totally understand that, but that song is fucking incredible. Like it is, yeah. No, I get it. Contenders for your favorite song of the year, favorite record of the year.
Some of my favorite records of the year. Chains and Whips is one of them. Ensalada, Freddie Gibbs and Anderson .Paak is up there for me. What I'm on, ESTG. What else we talking? We got Bad Choices, 2 Chainz and Larry June. That's one of my favorites of the year. Gotta have a Gunna record, but which Gunna record? I would say Goddamn by Gunna. That's up there. That's one of my favorite records. And we got another one that we'll round it out with. Listen to a lot of rapping this year. Let's see. Let's take a look. You can go ahead, Justin. I'm gonna look for one more.
I want to make sure I got my names right. POV, which is my personal favorite off Let God.
POV, yeah, probably either POV or FICO. That's what probably will round it off for me. So Chains and Whips from that album and one of POV or FICO.
No, POV or great. I still to this like, and again, I get Malice a lot of love. One of my favorite parts about Let God Sort Him Out is there's 4 niggas who I think all have a case for having the best verse on it. Obviously, Malice pushed because they're on album. Kendrick, you can make an argument, Chains and Whips, and Tyler went fucking crazy on POV. Like Tyler smoked that shit, and Tyler had a good year. Like Tyler didn't make my top albums. Yeah. Obviously, it's kind of hard. But Tyler had a great ass year rapping, which is something I would have never said 10 years ago. If the idea of listening to a Tyler the Creator song, album, anything he put out when he first came out, I was like, nah, this ain't for me. But POV is on there. I would probably Chains and Whips is so fire. To make things different, I'll do Mike Tyson off that. If I'm going Wale deserve a record. Where is I love Watching Us, but I would probably go Conundrum is maybe Wale's best intro. I'm trying to think about that. Conundrum, like every time I start, everything is a lot. Conundrum just feels like it's like the perfect intro for him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to think of like his other albums. Maybe I'm talking crazy. Like
Conundrum over Don't Hold Your Applause.
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Yeah, like Sue Me is like is. I'm not trying to the other ones.
Conundrum not over Sue Me. I can't rule. I can't rule.
I got.
Wait, what we ranking?
Wale. Well, we're not ranking, but what's Wale's best intro essentially? Because Justin feel like it's Conundrum at this current moment. And I don't think I could put it over Sue Me. Kelly Price on the vocals? I don't think I could do it.
Sue Me is fire.
Conundrum might be. I ain't got it over Sue Me. Like, yeah, it gotta last, but I think it's gonna last. But I don't like Sue Me hit different. Them Kelly Price vocals hit different.
They do, but like it's again just for like what feels. I don't know. Every time I saw that, man, it's fucking incredible.
Sue Me is crazy though.
Sue Me is crazy. Again, this is competing great against great. Like this ain't. I'm not shitting on nobody here. Man, which Nas record? I got like the shit with him and De La Soul is fire. The
Conundrum would be 3 for me actually, because I would go Sue Me, New Balances, and then I would go Conundrum. Personally.
What was the intro on the album about nothing?
The album about nothing was the intro about nothing. But I think that was just him and Seinfeld talking.
Okay.
If you want to go like the first song would be the Helium Balloon, but I don't know how you want to count that if it's like
I wouldn't count that as the intro. Even though that was fire though.
Yeah, Nothing Bloom is fire. Why am I tripping here? What is Ambition's intro? Because I feel like I'm.
It's Don't Hold Your Applause.
Oh yeah, okay. Wale got some shit, man.
Number one
I'ma say, I'm gonna show my range. I'm gonna say Bouquet to the ladies, Nas, DJ Premier. Shout out to the women.
Talking
Shout
about
out to the women
range
of the
to the
world.
ladies, and then naming Nas and DJ Premier.
Hey, they were showing love. The amount of women that came out was like, "Hey, yo, Nas knew my name," and I was like, "That was a dope little 24-hour moment."
Yeah.
I love that like rappers love Nas. I don't know if Nas gets like mainstream love by people, but I love that like every rapper basically is like, nah, Nas is the man. So we got that. I got Conundrums on there. POV. I'm gonna go Mike Tyson. See, I feel like Raekwon gotta have something. This is legit. All this shit was crazy.
What we doing? Top 5 songs?
Yeah. Your favorite song, your 5 favorite songs, yeah.
Come back to me for number 5 because I'm trying to see because I feel like Ray gotta get one. Man, did this drop this year? I'm not tripping. Let's wrap up 2025. Because the other one, Cheeto 30. What the hell? No, Freddie got it. I'm gonna go to Freddie. Which one did you pull from Freddie?
I went Ensalada.
Ensalada's fire. Anderson .Paak. I don't know also how much y'all listen to Anderson .Paak. Anderson .Paak is my guy. As far as musically, I don't know shit about what he does off. So if Anderson .Paak has done something wild, I'm just putting my disclaimer out there now. I do not know what the nigga does in real life. I just listen to the music.
He my guy too. Ain't got shit to do with his music though. But remember on New God Flow when Kanye was like, I guess that's a feeling only me and LeBron know. Anderson .Paak like, I guess that's a feeling only me and Nick Cannon know.
Hey, shout out to Nick Cannon and his cousin. I worked with his cousin.
Marcus Cannon.
Nah, they was because there's like third or fourth cousin or some shit. And all I remember is that like,
is it cousins if it's third or fourth?
I mean, they was both at the funeral, so that's all I got. Like they was both at the funeral, and the nigga just looked up and he was like, "Oh shit, that's Nick Cannon." And then he went and asked his mom. And he was like, "Hey, do we know them?" He's like, "I guess he's not cool with that side of the family. I don't know all the details, but he's like, oh yeah, he's related to so and so, and that's how y'all is cousins." And it's like, all right, nigga, you related to Nick Cannon. Congrats.
Nick Cannon got some random family connections because him and Lil Romeo is cousins.
Yeah, like I'm gonna do to be different. I'm gonna pull Feeling from Freddie. Feeling is fire.
Can't go wrong with any of them records for sure.
Nah, what him and Alchemist have been doing. That shit is elite. Will, what you got? Wale track 1 through 5.
No, that's crazy.
We're gonna start throwing shit at me through the monitor.
It's crazy. I mean, at least I picked like a fire nigga to fuck with. Like you fucking with
Oh shit!
Real quick, have y'all ever I guess outside of have y'all ever heard the term like lemon pepper steppers?
Yeah.
Say that one more time. I'm not sure if I heard that correctly.
I'm saying like outside of Freddie album.
Nah.
You have, Tony?
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
Is that like some shit like they say where you from, or is that like just some West shit?
That's not some shit they say where I'm from. But I have heard it though. I have heard that shit.
All right, but That'll be in my 5. I ain't gonna put no order. I ain't gonna put no order in there on it though. But I got that. And it's just five favorite songs. I'll put that on there. I got Fido Land, Herb, and Moneybag. That's my shit. FDO going to my 5. I don't care if that shit just dropped.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all.
And then I'm gonna throw Conundrum on there, and I got Birds Don't Sing.
See,
We said
there
that
we
too.
go.
We said it too.
Birds Don't Sing is depressing as hell, and like I get why niggas like, because my wife does it where she'll listen to like some sad ass music, and I'm like, yo, your phone, like if some shit ever happened, like they gonna think I was horrible to you. Like you just have like all this sad ass music playing. I'm just like, they gonna think like, he was doing this, that, and the third. She's like, I just like sad music, and I'm like, all right, whatever. Oh, that's another one. So Be It should be, because So Be It, that beat is fucking crazy.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm not mad at So Be It being up there.
Like, now again,
you cried in front of me. You died in front of me.
And who did Push get after the best, Travis or Jim?
No, he was talking to Jim though.
He was talking to Jimmy.
he was talking to Jim.
Like, I'm at that. I'm not gonna say that. I don't fuck with Travis Scott, but I'm gonna put no slander on his name either. What was y'all reading this year, man?
Let me go to that list. I read some shit this year. I put that on there just to give some knowledge to the people.
Tony's reads of the year.
Some of the good pieces of books that I've read this year. We are going to go.
Before you start your list, real quick, you know what's fucked up? You can't ask a nigga like, "What did you read this year?" without it sounding kind of insulting. Like if you like, not what did you read, but like, did you read? If you ask a nigga like, "Hey, did you read a book this year?" and it's like, you just think I didn't read a book, and it's like the reality statistically, I think it's overwhelming. Like over 60% of adults don't read a single book a year, and so, but it's like if you ask a nigga like, "Yo, did you read a book this year?" No, that's
such a high number.
I might be wrong, but it's an insane amount.
Are we counting audio books? Or are we talking actually like read?
Shit, I ain't read no book, but I read books.
Like, if you are taking in information from somebody else who wrote that shit down somewhere, like that's good enough for me. How many adults read a book a year? All right, now you can go. I just was trying to.
So some of my favorite books this year, like I read a lot of good ass shit, like a lot of good books for sure. The number one book I read this year is Michael Jordan, The Life. Anybody who has not read that book, please go read it. The hardcover, paperback, go listen to it. Like that book is an insane read, and like I was already pretty solidified in Michael Jordan is always going to be the greatest basketball player for like the rest of my life. But that book let me know for sure that you have to be a different level of like psycho to be Michael Jordan, and you have to kind of be born that way. That like your life experiences is one thing, but like it has to be in your blood to be that way, and it's for sure in Mike's. Some other great reads this year. I read Made in Harlem, Dapper Dan autobiography. That was dope. Essentially the story of In Living Color, which is a book by David Posner, which gives you it's essentially a Wayans brothers biography, and it's also on the rise and fall of In Living Color.
Okay.
With some more great ones I read this year. I read Ghost's autobiography, Ghostface Killer, read his autobiography and Raekwon's autobiography this year. Those were both dope. And I Came as a Shadow by John Thompson, rest in peace. Read that. Football for a Buck, the crazy rise and crazier demise of the USFL. If you want to hear about another thing that Donald Trump ruined and killed. So yeah, those are some of my favorites this year.
And you finished all of them, or there's some stuff that you kind of just started and been going in, getting in and out of a little bit?
No, I finished all of these. I finished except I'm on I got a few chapters left on the rise and demise of the USFL, but I'm pretty much done that. I'll probably be done that this week sometime.
Oh shit, I grabbed the wrong one. I was about to say like I got because y'all niggas was killing me for like I've read 2 books on Kareem, so I've got this one, and then there's I was gonna go grab it. I don't have the title off the top of my head, but it's him and John Wooden basically put it together. Now it was towards John Wooden was old as fuck, so he was kind of just giving details. Kareem's life,
Add that to the list.
And this is something that's kind of incredible. And despite what I said last week, Kareem's life is arguably more interesting than his basketball career, which is insane because Kareem has the best basketball resume start to finish of any human who will ever exist. Like, I don't know what you got to do to top what Kareem did. I don't think niggas would stay in school long enough to do that shit no more. And the world's also different. So I wouldn't tell a nigga to stay in school that long. But to top what he did and just the interesting experience, I also love as like a nigga who was too tall for life, like him being stuck in that apartment and just how he's got a handful of quotes of just like the world's not meant for 7-footers, and it's obviously not. I don't know if this is still true or if he has remodeled or what he's done, but at one point in the late 90s, Kareem had a house that was scaled to being 7 feet tall. And I thought that was the coolest fucking thing in the world. Like, this nigga's table's tall as shit, chairs tall as shit, fucking to go reach for anything high as hell. And I'm just like, my nigga, you figured it out. Because when you tall, like, it sucks sometimes. Just like,
nigga, walking in that house, I would have felt like somebody drugged me.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you got a wife.
Bro, I have told her, I'm like, bro, don't let me get $1 billion. I will build that bitch. I will scale that motherfucker to 7 feet like that. And I will laugh as y'all fucking struggle. And so Kareem's had a hell of a life. Obviously, a lot of the stuff off the court. Super dope. I'm gonna get the name of the other one. I'll throw it in there later. I'll make a little graphic for it. But this one's Becoming Kareem. Obviously, Kareem's dope. I like Kareem more as a person than I do as a basketball player. And I ain't trying to shit on him for a basketball player, obviously. You got one you want to throw on the list, Will? I don't know if you do or not.
Let's see. And I didn't get through a whole lot. I know. Pull it up. So I don't know. I don't know if I talked about it before. I don't know if y'all know David Goggins.
Yeah, I do actually.
I'm not going to know many authors' names off the top of my head. I'll be real. Like, even if I read a bunch of their books, it doesn't click in my head like that.
So he's not like an author per se, even though he does have 2 books that I read, that I've listened to. One of them is Can't Hurt Me, and then the other one is Never Finished. So he was like an ex-Marine, not Navy SEAL. He was a Navy SEAL, so it was like he was working. It's basically like the first book is basically his story, but he like a serial like marathon running ass nigga. Like he run marathons and he do all of this stuff, but like world records for pull-ups and shit like that. But he basically just tell the story of like how he turned his life around. Like I think at some point he was like 300 pounds. He was working for, I can't think of the name of the company, but it was an extermination company. And I think at like 26 years old, he basically decided to turn his life around and join the military and all of that stuff. And basically just became like a completely different nigga. He pretty popular like on the internet and everything, but I did get through both of his books. One of them, the first book I have like the physical copy. The second book, I did the audio book.
Do y'all like physical? Like, so I'm a physical copy person. So like, if you in the room next to me, like funny enough, I have Larry's old bookshelf who didn't read, but he liked to buy books just to say he had them. And so I've got a whole, because I like physical books. I don't, for whatever the reason, and this is going to sound stupid and hypocritical, because I can listen to a podcast, but I have an issue with audiobooks. I can't explain it. It's just my brain wired that way. And so the one that I read literally every single year is You Or You by Eric Thomas. And so this just brought up to me reminded me of it when Will was talking about that with excuse me, his guy. And that's because I do, at my core, I love the story. Eric Thomas, again, is a motivational speaker. His story is, nigga was just dead ass homeless. and he was lucky that before he went homeless, his girlfriend, who is now his wife of 40 plus years now, probably, I forget how old he is exactly. But she wanted to make sure he didn't throw his life away, despite the fact he did everything in his power to throw his life away. Like, he was eating out of trash cans. He was like full homeless experience, living in an abandoned building, all that shit. And with her help, ended up going to school. He graduated from Michigan State. Probably graduated before Draymond. But what he talks about a lot is, and it's one of my personal philosophies, is like, shit didn't come easy as far as trying to learn stuff. And I'm in a similar boat. And I'm only trying to like make a joke about being stupid. If you hand me a project and you like, yo, it takes the average person an hour to do this project, I already kind of know going into my head, that shit probably gonna take me 2 hours. I will figure it out. I will learn it. I will know how to do it again in the future. But that first time, that bitch is gonna be a struggle. I have built, we got a bunch of aquatic life here. I have built multiple stands for the fish. It probably takes a regular nigga about 30 minutes. Took me about 4 hours to build the first one for the 55-gallon tank. And I was like, that. And so a lot of those lessons, and again, it's very much, it's like, it's hard work, it's discipline, it's the waking up, it's building routines, and not just the let me yell at you and tell you, oh, you just got to do this, but how he personally went through it, which I always enjoy it more when someone's had the actual personal experience. Like, you're not just telling me some shit that anyone could write down. You're like, no, this is how I had to sit there and teach myself to do this. Like, even getting up early as hell. He's like, yo, anyone can tell you get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. If I tell you go wake up at 3 a.m., nigga, you ain't gonna do that shit. You got to train yourself. He's like, so, and he obviously was coming from no schedule. So he was like, I started waking up at 7. Okay, then after about a week, I started doing 6:50. And I started doing 6:40. He's like, the human body doesn't just react on, oh, snap my finger, do that shit. Because if it did, nigga, we'd all be rich. We'd all be successful. We'd all be this, that, and the third, blah, blah, greatest shape. And so and I got mine signed by him. Shout out to Hernandez because he actually went for me.
You gotta stop throwing these names in like that.
I know, but I'm like, I want to give the niggas credit, and I'm like, I can't explain someone's entire story, but like, I want to give him credit.
You called him by his last name. He said, "Shout out to Hernandez."
That's because I worked with him, and we always at the school we always went by our last names. Like, you were Mr. or Miss, and then your last name, because that was how you were like the authority. So like, I just always started calling him Hernandez.
School is like jail, ain't it?
It is.
CO stepping.
No, dead kids just be like, why don't
CO
you
McKnight would have been kind of crazy though. CO McKnight would have been kind of crazy.
That's, man, look, the kid just be like, why can't we do this? And I'm like, because sometimes you do just like, I would try to explain myself, and sometimes you just like, nigga, because I said so. And they like, they're like, oh, you don't ever let us get away with anything. And I'm like, yeah, that's my job. I ain't supposed to. I'll be real with you. Like, you do something, you fuck something up, I catch you. It's literally my job to be like, hey, bro, you fucked up. And I would tell them niggas, I'm like, be more clever. Because I was the kid always getting in trouble. So I'm like, if you can't be more clever than I was as a child, y'all got no fucking chance. I see what the fuck you doing from a mile away. Like,
you say because I was a dummy.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, bro, like, if you can't be smarter than I was, you ain't got no chance, bro. You gotta switch it up. Oh man, nah, niggas go read. It's a very good, important skill to do, especially because a lot of niggas forget how to do it. Reading and physical education is the first two things niggas stop doing after high school. What we excited for in 2026? Because we're not gonna have a show next week. So this is our recap of also this year, but heading into next year. What are y'all looking forward to most in 2026? It could be sports, it could be hip hop, it could be life, it could be music, whatever. I need at least one playoff win. I'll start there. I'll be real sad if this is a one and done team. I'm gonna just start there.
Really?
I would be sad if this is a one and done team. I think this defense is better than one and done, especially if because here's, and this is for radio, but it's become, I think, like the worst take in sports because it's not provable until people just want their bias. If you call a team frauds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Niggas would just be like, oh, this team frauds. Y'all not as good as your record. It's like, all right, prove it. And they base it off the one playoff game. And I'm like, outside of, in my opinion, that whatever Ben's last year with the Steelers was, when they were like 12-0 or 13-0 or some crazy shit they started the season off, that was the last team I really thought. And I was like, all right, y'all not that. Like, y'all are good, but you're not like 12, 13-0. Like, that's kind of crazy. To just say niggas is frauds, because everybody calling everybody frauds is the other problem. It's like, oh, your team's not as good as your record. Like, will you root for the Bears? Niggas is being like, oh, the Bears ain't as good as their record. I root for the Broncos. Oh, the Broncos ain't as good as their record. It's like, all right, well, how y'all going?
They put in front of us. That's it.
Absolutely. And I'm like, so how y'all going to improve? It's like, oh, well, you lose your first playoff game. And it's like, maybe it's because we grew up pre-social media. And I don't know how y'all felt about this. Like, I don't remember anyone saying like Peyton Manning was a fraud. Even though Peyton Manning dead ass every single year was going 12 wins and lose the playoff game.
I remember that loss to the Chargers in the playoffs. They was definitely calling Peyton Manning a fraud.
Which one? They got multiple losses to the Chargers.
Exactly. And every time they was calling that nigga a fraud. The best regular. The one thing that you do not want to be called, and Lamar has gotten this, is a great regular season quarterback. Like, that shit is what you do not want on your name.
That's a fact.
And for a long time, that was Peyton Manning.
No, that's a fact. But like, I feel like that's different than being like a quote unquote fraud. I don't know, because think about it, especially this year, because the teams that have been dominant the last 3 or 4 years like aren't going to be in the playoffs, right? Like the Lions aren't going to be there, the Chiefs aren't going to be there, the Ravens most likely aren't going to be there. Like the teams we're used to seeing, and it's like, oh, well, all these other teams just must not be that good, and they frauds because the niggas we used to seeing aren't there. And I'm like, that's not true, because
that is kind of true though. That's kind of true. It's not 100% true, but it's like, okay, if who we're used to seeing isn't there, and a new batch of people are here this year, I don't want to say they're frauds, but like you look at New England, you look at Denver, you look at teams like that. It's easy to see people can't like believe in them to a high level. You know what I'm saying? They're not frauds, but like niggas can't just be like they the truth either. It got to be some type of
like they're not fraud. It's like you got to see it.
No, that's fair. So
you got to see it when it matters most.
Okay, and so that's fair, and that's why I said I just need like one playoff win, because I do get that. Like, you take the last 2 years, right? It's like Jada made the NFC Championship with the Commanders, right? And the Commanders were not good before he got there. He gets there, boom, they get 2 playoff wins. Caleb, Drake, Bo, same class. They all about to be in the playoffs. Let's see what they do this year. But if let's say, and I don't know all the matchups, Denver, New England, damn near, unless it goes to wild hell, can't play each other in the first round, right? So let's say Chicago wins his first playoff game, Denver wins his first playoff game, and New England wins his first playoff game. To me, that just means, okay, we got a new set of teams and people at quarterback who are now going to start winning some games the same way when we got young Josh Allen, young Lamar, young Patrick Mahomes. Like, they weren't because you weren't the niggas before you became them. And that's where I have issue with like the quote unquote fraud take of like, we just got guys.
I get that, but the Chiefs were still making the playoffs all the time. The Ravens were around the playoffs, and they was not making that motherfucker, but they was around the playoffs. And then you got Buffalo's kind of an outlier there. So I give Buffalo that. But like, these were teams with pedigree. New England hasn't had that since Tom left. Denver hasn't had that in a long time up until last year.
Yes.
So it's like people's hesitancy with it, I get. But you are right that if this is not real until it is. And if they do go out and win a playoff game or advance further into the playoffs, then that got to be taken seriously. But for where we at with sports media, it's just going to be a fraud till you ain't. And even with a lot of these motherfuckers, they want to hold on to the take so tight that Denver can make the Super Bowl. Teams still going to be like, I mean, not teams, but media members still going to be like, I don't know. I'm not sure about it. I don't believe in it. Because that's just like where the people are at. Like, they got to hold on to the take very hard in a way that you really didn't see before this.
No, it's a lesser example because they're not as good, but like Derek Queen has played well enough where like he's put himself in conversations and like he's getting I call him he gets the F segment. So like the last thing they do before commercial break at the end of the hour. And people like debating the trade. And it's like, okay, was that a good trade? My opinion, yeah. Would you have loved protections on it? Sure. But if you get the guy, fuck them picks. And if you think
No, it wasn't a good trade. It wasn't a good trade, but
if Derek Queen is, and I'm not, obviously I'm not. I know AJ's crazy and he's a top 3 pick. I don't really know the other guys very well in college basketball. But let's just say, like, if in 2 years it's like Derek Queen is better than the top 3 picks of next year, which Pelicans are 1, 5, and 6, not even a chance it's gonna be a top 3 pick, but that's a conversation for another day. No one cares about that. I get it. If Derek Queen ends up being better than them, then who cares the fuck who you got the trade? Like, it's because if realistically you got, I don't know what the trade was, but this is a good example. I'm not just for a comparison. Do you remember what the Ravens traded to get back in the first round to get Lamar?
I've never thought about that before. No.
And would you give a fuck if we went back and I don't know what it was, but like, let's say it was hypothetically, oh, they traded the first from next year. Nobody would give a fuck because Lamar's a 2-time MVP, one of the greatest players in the franchise's history. And it's like, nigga, it worked. You got the guy. Who gives a fuck? Anybody know what they traded with Patrick Mahomes? No, except Bills fans who feel tortured because they traded away the nigga. Like, that's it. So, and I'm not trying to call Derek
Justin, these are the 2 best players in the NFL for the last
I'm aware.
8
I'm
years.
just saying, though, if you get, that's why they're bad examples. Let's just say they were great players, right? Let's say they're not quite who they became, but if they were just great players for their franchise, it would be worth the fucking draft pick.
Yeah, but that's not a pick that could get you a top 3 player amongst a generational draft. And I love Derek Queen, but I love Derek Queen, and I think Derek Queen is going to be great, but it's just like, in the long run, if Derek Queen contributes to winning in a real way, then it's fine. But these are guys coming in that could be like generational, like altering from day one. So it's like,
I get it.
We'll see how it play out. But that pick kind of just was, I don't know, man. Dumars didn't have to do that. He didn't have to do that.
I stand on all Dumars had to say was just call it top 3 protected, right? Because it was so important too. Because where it looked even worse is New Orleans had the end of the Drew Holiday trade. So between New Orleans and Milwaukee, whoever had the worst pick, New Orleans was entitled to that pick, right? So it looked even worse because Willie Green, man, I rooted for you, Willie, for a long time. But nigga, you did not have it. He didn't really want to play Derek Queen because he was like, he's a rookie. So Derek Queen wasn't playing. The Pelicans were ass. And then Giannis obviously was playing crazy, but then Giannis gets hurt. And everybody could already see, like, the Bucks is ass with him. They super ass without him. And so it's like, oh, you really fucked up the first overall pick. Because, nigga, you and Milwaukee going to be fighting for that bitch. And it's like, all right. But then Willie Green gets fired. Derek Queen's getting playing time. The pick does not look as terrible. And it could still be it's still probably going to be a lottery pick, but it's not as terrible as it was. Because, again, Milwaukee. But, man, look, I'm going to give y'all credit. Because this is the most fun I've had watching basketball in years, and it's because my team drafted a nigga from Baltimore and a nigga from Chicago. So maybe that's just how life goes. Because Jeremiah Fears was hooping too, but he's not getting as much love as DQ is, which I get. Also, can we talk about the Serbian motherfucker? Because you sent that text out last night in like support of Anthony Edwards, and that played great, man. But the Serbian nigga is like...
Words don't describe what Jokic does on a night-to-night basis. It's stupid. It's stupid. He's got a 30, 40, 50, and 60-point triple-double all against the Timberwolves. I don't really know what that, like... You know.
Rudy Gobert.
Who amongst
the Defensive Player of the Year award. Is he... I heard this and I wasn't mad at it. Is he the best nigga ever without multiple titles?
Jokic?
Yeah.
Without multiple titles? Oh, shit. Probably, yeah.
Just right now.
So he higher all time. Well, never mind.
So, like, Oscar Robertson's in that conversation.
I was going to say him or Will. Oh, no, Jerry West got 1 ring.
Is Jerry West that one?
Yeah, Jerry West only got 1 ring. Yeah, he not under. I don't know if he's the best. He's in the argument. He's in the conversation. I don't know if you could just make him the best though, because Jerry West has 1 ring.
He got 9 if you count executives.
Nah. Nah, I'm not doing that.
Right, because Jerry was still there when they got Shaq. Like he was the beginning of that.
Was Jerry West with the Lakers when they got Shaq?
I thought so.
Yeah, because he got Kobe. Yeah, because he's how they got Kobe. So yeah, he was there.
Yeah. No.
But Bill Russell was putting belt on them boys every goddamn spring. So
this nigga, see, that's how. So you know how Jerry West is a legend. Jerry was a part of the Clippers when they traded up for SGA. He was no longer a part of the Clippers when they traded away SGA. Hey, look, man. Sometimes, like, you let that nigga out the building, shit goes wrong.
it is what it is.
2020. Oh, so I said 2026. I just need a playoff win. What y'all need in 2026? A whole verse?
It'd be nice. I don't need it though. What do I need in 2026?
New head coach. we gonna talk more about it on Monday. But I know a new head coach is on the horizon.
Yeah. And I ain't talking Lincoln Riley either.
Imagine Lincoln Riley went to the Ravens.
Can't be worse than it is now.
That's yeah. What you looking forward to in 2026, Will? What you need in 2026?
This Bears Super Bowl run.
A bad Super Bowl run would be kind of fire. Be kind of fire to be honest.
I want to ask a question, and I'm just not sure. Niggas in Chicago love Caleb. I'm assuming, yeah. Like Caleb Williams.
Some people don't like the fact that he painted his nails.
Okay, that was my question. I was really curious. I'm like, in Chicago, like, how was that received?
I mean, you got the niggas that don't like it, and you got the niggas that every time they win, they say French tips on us.
I feel like that's got to be like a toxic, like win-loss. Like if he win, it's like, oh, that's my
But
guy.
I mean, one thing about it, winning cures all.
No, that's a fact. But I imagine there was some words said when he threw the pick to Green Bay a couple weeks ago. I just imagine there was some words said at the end of that loss by some people in Chicago. I like Chicago, but just I imagine there was some words.
No, you don't. Stop saying that. But also, I
picked y'all to make the playoffs, man. I don't know what else you want. I was there. I was rooting for y'all. I kind of root for the Bulls. I like Vucevic. Oh shit. Y'all got anything else you want to say really quick before we get out of here on levels? Because we got Will's mans in levels.
No, I ain't got that.
All right. So I don't have the graph and put the graph again for the actual video. So we gonna have to play this by ear to start. So Trevor Lawrence, obviously, last week when I was thinking about this, he went up to Denver. He got the win. Congrats to the Jaguars. They kicked our ass. Cool. Then it got me thinking. The Jaguars are one of those weird franchises because they haven't been around for a super long time. And I was like, where does Trevor rank? The first 3 are amongst Jaguar legends, but they're all quarterbacks. And then the next 2 are players, not quarter. So it's comparing amongst Jaguars quarterbacks, and then the last 2, because I think they're 2 best players in franchise history, are not quarterbacks. But level 1 for Trevor Lawrence or Will's man, Blake Bortles, who did get to an AFC championship game.
Trevor Lawrence is nowhere.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. I don't think we even gotta fuck around with that.
Blake, he got to a title game, man. I don't know. He got in the weirdest AFC title game ever. He went toe-to-toe with Tom Brady and had a chance to win that game.
They probably should have won that game.
Like, just saying. So we're moving Trevor past. All right, bet.
If Tom Brady would have had AFC title game losses to Joe Flacco and Blake Bortles, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It'd be tough. They got a Super Bowl loss to Nick Foles. the 28-3, and I know everyone talks about stuff for like with hindsight, but like that 28-3 did so much for Tom. Because Tom was still in a dogfight with Joe, and niggas was at halftime saying, "Oh, he ain't Joe Montana. Like this nigga, that nigga was 4-0. Tom ain't that." And it's like, and Tom's the GOAT. I ain't even trying to argue it, but like 28-3 did a lot. And it should have. Second on this level, still the all-time leader in passing yards for the franchise, and has his own 3 playoff wins, including a playoff win in Denver. Mark Brunell.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to say David Garrard. I was about to say, nigga, David Garrard. Yeah, I'd take fucking Trevor Lawrence over Mark Brunell. Why not? Mark Brunell was throwing to some killers out there.
He had Jimmy. He had
Jimmy Smith and motherfucking what was the other one?
Dude's name.
They was going crazy though. But yeah, I'd take Trevor Lawrence.
They were the last team. He's the last quarterback to beat John Elway in the playoffs.
Mark Brunell? That's very funny.
Because he won in 96 and then Denver went back-to-back 97, 98. Because this is in real time, and I've got to finish it, but I'm watching the Elway doc. They was on John's ass after 96. They said, nigga, you was all this talent. You couldn't do none of this shit, and you about to just walk out with no rings.
That's on Netflix, right?
On Elway's ass. Yeah. They was on Elway's ass. Who you got? Will, Trevor Lawrence, Mark Brunell?
I got Trevor Lawrence.
Speaking of, already hinted at, a nigga who a younger Justin might have thought had a chance to beat the 07 Patriots, David Garrard. Hey, man, look, I was rooting for that. The only nigga on the 07 Patriots I liked in real time was Randy. Everybody else I couldn't give a fuck about.
You had Matt Light beef.
I just did like that team.
Randy Moss couldn't have been the only nigga you liked on that team. That team had Asante Samuel, Junior Seau, Richard Seymour was on that team.
Seymour I was indifferent on.
Even if you're not like a big fans of them niggas, like I fuck with all of those players. Asante Samuel was nice. He was nice.
No, Asante was nice. Asante was probably. Why'd I have issue with Asante? Oh, because Asante just hated Denver from the rip.
Who amongst us?
I remember why. Like
who amongst us?
No, it's valid.
But yeah, give me Trevor Lawrence over David Garrard. David Garrard was decent. He was decent for his time. But like if Trevor, nah. Nah.
Who you got? Well, Trevor Lawrence, David Garrard.
Look at
y'all picking the white man in this climate. So now the next two ain't quarterbacks, but in my opinion, are the 2 best players in the Jaguars franchise history. Which also, by the way, y'all essentially are saying Trevor Lawrence is already the best quarterback in Jaguars history. The incredibly high bar that is. Because those are the only 3 I could find that were like worth a damn. I'm like, after this, it's rough.
Yeah.
Shit, he got the best numbers, don't he?
His numbers, hilariously, because he is a turnover machine, are not that different from David Garrard's. Like it's. I think he's better than David. David Garrard has this one outlier year where he only threw like 4 picks. It was kind of crazy. Like David Garrard has one of those years where like it kind of
got 81 touchdowns and 50 picks.
Yeah, but the end of David Garrard is tragic. The end of David Garrard was not a good football player. I'm saying he had about a 2-year run where he was, he was the guy. So level 4, in my opinion, the second best Jaguar in their franchise history, Jalen Ramsey. The corner, Jalen Ramsey, not the safety, who I have no idea how the fuck he's a Pro Bowler. But
I did not think you was about to name those players.
Because I didn't have 5 quarterbacks.
No, the player. All right, so to say Jalen Ramsey is to say who's the last level, and I'm not even saying he's over Jalen Ramsey. I just want to know the last level.
I think Fred Taylor is the greatest Jaguar ever.
So Maurice Jones-Drew is just a pussy, like he don't exist.
Maurice Jones-Drew is not a pussy. Maurice Jones-Drew was literally Fred Taylor's backup until Fred was. I don't think MJD is great.
Having Fred Taylor, I don't mind.
Do you think Maurice Jones-Drew is better than Jalen Ramsey?
At their best, Maurice Jones-Drew was the second or third best running back in the league. Jalen Ramsey was the best corner. So
That's what I say. Like that's
I'd say no, but it's close though. And the problem is when it's all said and done, I think of Maurice Jones-Drew as a Jag. I don't know if I think of Jalen Ramsey as a Jag when it's all said and done.
that's
I can agree
fair.
with that.
That's fair. And Maurice Jones-Drew has the best highlight of anybody under 5'10", which is when he slammed Sean Merriman on the ground.
It's not true. I'm not letting this Ray Rice erasure happen. I'm not letting you do it.
That nigga, because they had Sean Merriman mic'd up, and he was like, I'm about to get him. He ran straight into Maurice Jones-Drew. Maurice Jones-Drew put him on his back. And as a Charger hater, that was best highlight ever. But Trevor Lawrence, Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, no, it's Jalen Ramsey. But Trevor Lawrence could go to the Super Bowl this season. This sport is not real.
If he goes to the Super Bowl, I would put him over Jalen. It's really hard to put him over
You'd have to.
You'd have to put him over Jalen. It's hard to put him over Fred. Only because Fred is
Peyton Manning, baby.
I get it. Fred is one of those guys who he was the only noticeable player on the Jaguars for years. Like shout out to Jimmy Smith, who was great in his own right. I don't think Jimmy Smith was ever quite the name Fred Taylor was, and whether that's fair or not, you could obviously debate. But Fred is the Jaguars' GOAT, in my opinion. I was kind of looking through their franchise history. Because I didn't want to put Trevor up against the other because he was a generational prospect. I'm like, who do you throw him up there as far as levels? I'm like, I got out of the last 25 years, I got Caleb, Luck. If I go back to 98, I'm pulling Peyton, and I'm like, I don't think he's better than any of them. And Caleb would be the only one that there's an argument. But I don't think he's better than Luck, or is it close? He's obviously not Peyton. I don't think it's close. Is there another generational guy from the 2000s I'm missing?
Well, you said as far as a prospect, you don't think he's close to Luck or Peyton?
Well, I would use it as the player they became post being that prospect. So I wouldn't compare him to even if you want to go young, because obviously Andrew had a much shorter career. If you just go first 8 years of Peyton, first 8 years of Trevor, and I don't think Trevor's at 8 yet. He's at what year was he drafted?
No, he's not at 8. He probably at 6, maybe 5 or 6.
Yeah. Peyton already had an MVP by year 6. Andrew Luck took a bum-ass Colts team to several 11-win seasons, was dragging to the playoffs. Caleb obviously only a year and a half in. I couldn't find enough of the other generational guys. And no one in the 2000s. I think the top 2000s quarterback prospect I was looking at is they had Carson Palmer when he came out of SC. He was rated super fucking high.
Sounds about right.
And I don't think that I think Carson and Matt Leitner both had crazy high grades.
I'm trying to think because you got Matthew Stafford, not Matthew Stafford, Sam Bradford. That's what I was trying to think of.
Bradford
Sam
had a
Bradford.
great grade. His thing, I think, when I was looking at it, is because Oklahoma. The Oklahoma stereotype was all over his profile of could you play? Now, Sam Bradford comes out today. They might call it a nigga generational. I'm not gonna lie, because there's just it's so much closer now of NFL offense versus collegiate offense, and you could damn near run what he was doing in Oklahoma.
If Sam Bradford came out today, I don't know. Sam Bradford couldn't move for shit.
You're accurate though. Nigga was accurate. That's I don't know, because if Sam Bradford was out in this draft, because who's the top guys in this draft? I know Moore from Oregon and
Moore, Mendoza, and maybe Ty Simpson if he comes out.
Don't leave Ty. It's not ready. It's not time yet.
Boy, you start rooting for a team for 6 months, and all of a sudden you just ingrained.
No, it's fucked up because I never used Ty Simpson on my dynasty. I benched him, and so I went to Keelan Russell after my first game. So I'm ready for Russell, but Ty had a good year. That's all I can say, man. No, yeah. So shout out to Trevor. I'm not even trying to be joke about it. Great win. They kicked Denver's ass. Congrats to them. Got a chance to win the Super Bowl. Yeah, I think that's all. I think that's all we got today. Put up a 2.5-hour show. Niggas got shit to do. I gotta go finish. Well, actually, I gotta go finish watching the Pelicans game after this, and after that, I'm gonna go watch the documentary.
Nigga said I gotta go finish watching the Pelicans game. Man, for shame, Justin.
They playing right now.
They playing right now. I got that. But my league pass is gaining value. They went on a 5-game win streak. My league pass.
There's some better shit. There's some more productive shit you can go do.
You got a wife.
She ain't home right now. Fuck the warden. Like, she ain't home.
Oh, that explains why we've been doing this show for 2 hours. The
would have ended it an hour.
The warden ain't in the building.
Once I start getting some text messages,
the more you know.
You want to say hi? We're gonna close out the show. We got another one. Me and my fucking too many animals. You want to say hi? You want to say something? No. Oh, this one's real. We made sure.
He kisses dogs in the mouth.
I literally moved back, nigga. Like, I literally moved back. We got one named after alcohol, one named after depending on a particular substance, and then y'all are TV watchers. Why you think her name is Rue?
Will don't know that reference, but I know that reference, and that's very nuts.
What is that?
It's a Zendaya show. She's a dope fiend in the show.
What's the name? I know the name. That was what was it called?
Euphoria. Yeah.
Never got into it, but yeah.
You heard everybody getting attention.
Euphoria.
You heard everybody getting attention. See, these motherfuckers, they don't know how to leave me alone. See, you want your time on camera? No. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? No. All right, Coco, chill out.
Cheap.
Hey man, with that being said, appreciate y'all as always. Don't forget, check out the YouTube. Go check us out. TikTok, Twitter, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. I don't know if you was doing a piece down or counting me down. I was like, damn. Oh,
I was counting the platforms out, fool.
Hey man. Appreciate y'all as always, and we gonna catch you at the start of next year, man. We out.
Peace.